Thursday and Friday. So
brown rice. Everything's got to be brown for some reason.
Yes.
Brown is good.
Brown rice, brown pasta,
brown
wholemeal
bread, brown rice, brown wife.
Brown.
It's always good.
Here, wait. That's like the Simpsons clip too. Here.
You are never gonna guess what I saw at Martin's party after you guys left. You know that playhouse? Well,
Good gravy. Oh, thank you. It's just brown and water.
There you go.
Brown and water.
That's all I'm eating.
There you
brown. Go. No salt. Don't even look at salt.
I'm ready my end, Eric.
I'm ready my end.
Before we start, we do
I'm
have
ready my end.
A sponsor for the show that I want to read out.
Is it the baby Satan?
Is this for real?
We've
this
got...
is just bull.
We've had some advertising money coming through.
Get out of town! If you're telling fucking
no. So people, if you want to support
the best part about a comedy bit is when we go, no, it's not real. That's not happening.
I'm not doing it now. What I was going to say is we've been sponsored
Chinny,
by,
I heard we have some sponsors.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. It's something. I mean, are you sick of feeling tired all the time?
I am tired all the time.
All the time. Yeah. Would you want something to pep you up?
Yes, and I want you to tell me what it is.
Yeah, what is it?
It's the good friends at cocaine.com have got in touch. And if you go to cocaine.com/veteran gamers and type in VG cocaine hit, you get a discount on 10 grams of cocaine.
Now, just saying. And I'm going
to sound clip for cocaine. There.
I'm going to hazard a guess here, but I think that's bad for a heart condition. Cocaine.
Well, it's not for you necessarily. We're just getting the money.
You do have to read the terms and conditions on the box. It doesn't apply to everyone.
From our sucker audience, they will buy it, and then we get the money. You can spend
probably
it on brown rice.
Right.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Are we ready?
Yeah. So we're ready to go.
I think we're ready.
Now that we just made 10 grand on that.
Yeah, we did.
Let's start the motherfucking show, bitch.
$10? $10,000 of cocaine money. That's the name of the show.
Welcome, yo, to the veteran gamers. Juju, Ginny, other fellas will tell you about
That's weird. That's weird.
Reviews and an indie pick.
That's weird.
Time and Ginny's game break.
That's weird.
With the soundbite saviors.
No fooling. I'm from North Giltown.
It's the veteran gamers. It's the veteran gamers. It's the veteran gamers.
Oh, come on, let's kick down. Come on, everybody. Check me out. I'm dancing. I'm dancing.
Switch that console off before you have to press repeat, yo.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to... Oh, sorry, my bad. Go ahead, Stu.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Hey, everybody, welcome to episode... Sorry.
Baby Satan's episode.
I know, yeah. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 666.
The most evil episode ever.
Yes. Oh, wait, it's Tuesday. I have to do the bins.
Yes.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
It was so close to Halloween, weren't it? So close.
So close.
That's all right. It doesn't have to
close.
match. We
We're
can
gonna
be
have
evil
to
now
start.
and evil at the end of the month.
We're going to have to start the episodes again and hopefully...
We could have had... We'd have thought we could have had 665 part 1, 665 part 2.
Yeah, we could have done a
Let's celebrate Satan now
665 part
while
3.
we're here.
We could have done a
Mark of the
Kingdom
Beast,
Hearts, and done like
1.2.
Kingdom Hearts 2.4.
Yeah, would have been fine.
Yeah.
I think we'd have got away with it
Well,
as well. We'd have thought about it.
Happy birthday, Satan.
So, hello and welcome to episode 665.2.
No, it's 666. Stop playing around.
Well, I'm just trying it. See how it sounded.
Stop having
It
fun.
sounds terrible.
This is a video game show.
Revelation 13,
Okay.
15 through 18. Okay, here is wisdom. Let he that hath understanding count the number of the beast.
That's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
that's where 666 comes from.
Anyway,
Revelation,
can we crack
Revelation
on,
13
please?
in the Christian Gospels.
You know,
I'm trying
I
to teach
actually-
people about the Bible and how awesome Satan is.
This is a joke I do with every person I work with or know, right?
I'm laughing already.
Yeah.
No, who says the kids misbehave constantly? You know, they say the kids like really naughty all the time.
The kids.
Yeah.
I literally go, "Have you checked the scalp?" And they go, "What do you mean? Have I checked the scalp?" I'm like, for 666, and they go,
There you
if
go.
they're old enough, they
Yeah.
get the joke. Younger
Yeah.
people are just looking at me like I've gone mental.
I don't get it.
If the,
I don't get
the
it.
mark of the
You seriously
beast
don't
is
get
going to indicate that people are evil.
I don't
You-
get it. No.
It's from a film called The Omen.
Yeah, I
don't
haven't
know.
seen that.
Oh, well,
We
that's why you
should.
don't get it. You see, you don't get the
it's
joke
actually not
because
a great
obviously
movie.
he's got 666
Obviously,
like on his forehead when he's born, which indicates he's the son of the devil.
mark of the
So
beast.
that's so exactly
Revelation
the mark of the
13.
beast.
Anyway, we have Darren Sim and
hilarious.
Lord. Darren Sim and Lord in the chat. Say hello to those. There's
Hello,
other people.
Darren.
Darren.
There's other people in the chat, but the
Oh no! Wait, whoa!
the
Is this-
fuckers
is
are too quiet. What? Go on.
Is this Darren? You're wrong. I'm just checking.
Yeah, you're wrong, Darren.
Oh yeah.
Oh
You're
yeah,
wrong,
you're
Darren.
wrong, Darren. The whole show
Hey,
was named
Darren,
after you
you're
last
wrong.
week. What,
Yeah,
what
that's
else
right,
do you
Darren. And you
fucking
continue
want,
to be
Darren?
wrong.
Yeah, Darren, you're wrong.
You're still wrong.
Stupid Darren.
Yeah, wrong.
We
Uh,
invited
wrong.
Darren.
So,
Darren.
Stu, another week, and
Yeah, another week.
and you're not dead, which is
I'm-
nice.
no, yeah, thanks for.
Yeah,
I
Because-
wasn't going to answer that because I don't want to tempt fate. Because this
It's not a
time next
question.
week,
You don't
who
have to
knows?
answer it.
Yeah,
Who knows?
Stu. You know, I don't want to.
Yeah, that is.
Is your
ironic
heart
now,
okay,
isn't it?
Stu?
Stu, are you okay, Stu? Probably not.
No, no, that's right. It has more meaning.
Are you
It's-
okay?
You
No,
know, got
no,
the
I'm not.
remix.
But I'm okay.
You know, we're all
so
we're all
you're
set
okay,
up.
but you're not okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
I'm okay, but not okay.
Right.
Stuart, are you
That makes
okay?
sense.
Are you okay, Stuart?
Stewie. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's copyright infringement.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we're gonna get it done for that.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
All right,
Yeah.
somebody have a story time, I hope.
My favorite time. It's story time. Story time.
Don't bore me with medical shit, Stu.
Yeah, there's no medical shit this week. No.
I know you're
None
dying, but you
whatsoever.
don't have to go on about it.
I know, and I'm not gonna either because you
Do
know
you know
what?
what I mean?
I've just
Yeah,
accepted
I know.
it is what it is. You
Yeah,
just gotta get
it's
on with
fine.
this shit, haven't you?
I'm
I
only
feel like
joking,
that.
Stu.
I
I
would
do
tell you
prefer
that.
you alive than dead. I must admit.
Here's the thing, though. I've got a story because we had a nerdy
course.
board game night this week.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh,
And-
Gloomhaven.
And Dan came. Yeah, it was Gloomhaven. Dan came around. Now, I don't know whether you remember, but the Gloomhaven box weighs about 10.2 kilos.
I do.
nearly
You had to
11
have him pick
kilos.
it up.
Yeah, I can't pick it up. I'm not allowed to lift anything heavy, right?
Wow.
And I'm
Wait,
not allowed
wait.
to
What's
do
the What's the limit?
DIY.
How heavy a thing can you
Anything
pick
heavy
up?
for any length of time. So I'm not.
Yeah, but what's
literally
heavy?
not allowed-
Like, is
well,
1
10
pound heavy?
kilos is probably too heavy.
Okay,
Something
they
that
give
you
a
know
limit.
you'd have to strain to lift up. I'm not allowed to do.
So
I'm
you
not
know
allowed to do
Stu's taking
any-
advantage of this. Oh, can you hand me that leaflet? Like I can't pick
Yeah,
it
no,
up.
no,
It's-
no. But I'm not allowed to do DIY. I'm not allowed to.
Oh, man,
this
so many
sounds-
things I'm not allowed to do. I
Stu,
tell
this
you.
sounds
Sounds like heaven.
great.
I know.
Yeah, how do I get
know,
that
right?
diagnosis?
I know.
But Dan was like, I can't help thinking you're taking the Mickey out of me. And
Yeah.
I'm like,
Well, of course he's
honestly,
gonna
I'm
think
not.
that.
I'm not.
Yeah.
And he's like, but that's how it feels.
Sure
I don't
you're
know.
not.
I said, I know what you mean. Because I look fine. I mean, if you look at me now, sat here,
Well, that's
I
debatable.
I sound.
I don't
That's
know.
I
debatable.
kinda look fine,
I wouldn't
but-
say fine.
Not
Whatever.
exactly on the brink of death, maybe.
but
I'd say like
if
you
I
know
did-
when you've seen a balloon and it's like deflated after a few days. It's like that.
Exactly. But if I did 20 star jumps, for instance, or even 10, you'd
Yeah.
probably see a huge difference.
Yeah. So
Just
so
saying.
this is a question to bring it back to video games because this is a video game podcast.
Yay.
First of all, hello to Pillow of Soft and Ian in the chat. What about VR?
I haven't done any yet because VR on the whole, I mean, stuff like the painting thing will be fine, but anything that's strenuous is probably a no.
Like Beat Saber.
no,
Are
Beat
you
Saber is a
Absolutely
definite
not.
no.
are you
no.
gonna have to hang
No.
up your sabers?
I might not ever be able to play Beat Saber again, weirdly, and that's a weird thing to
Yeah.
say, but
It is
it's
a weird thing to say.
far too strenuous.
Because you know that was
It's-
my first question when I went in the
Yeah.
ambulance with the thumb injury. I was like, "Am I going to be able to play video games?" And
Yeah,
the
it's-
EMTs are like, "We
it's-
don't know." I'm
You
not a
know,
fucking
the more
surgeon."
easygoing, like shooty type stuff, I'll probably be fine with, but
Yeah.
anything.
I wouldn't risk it, man. Don't
strenuous.
ever play VR again. In fact, nobody should. Just to
Like,
be on
you
the
would-
safe
you-
side.
you
Everybody
couldn't
out
be
there-
able-
No.
You wouldn't be able to play Resident Evil in VR, would you? Because that.
No, God, no, nothing
No,
too
'cause
scary.
that lady's
that's,
too big.
That's not good for my heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
what
just
about
weird.
what about
weird thinking about all
EGX,
the stuff
Stu?
I
Could
can't
you
do.
ever do
Uh,
EGX again?
Yeah, EGX probably be fine. I'll probably have to stop to sit down a few times, you know. As
Well,
we
you could get a little
throughout the
scooter
day.
and ride around in that.
Oh
I
yeah.
or I could get a scooter and ride on that. you
Now
know.
we're talking.
But
Scooter
no, I mean,
the
I've
scooter.
walked-
There- you just call yourself that.
last Sunday we did a 2-mile walk around the lake. You know, flats. Flats all right.
Yeah.
And today, you know, we've been out for a few walks every day. You know, not like anything major, but sort of a mile or so every day.
Sounds like you're talking about your
um,
health, Stu. It's kind of boring me.
Yeah, well, you asked.
I'm joking.
So yeah, on the whole, I feel
This is
fine,
boring.
But,
I'm bored
but
now.
I know I'm not. So there you go.
You're fine,
Okay.
but
well,
you're
we're
not.
glad you're doing okay.
And every day-
Hopefully you got some good information from the meetings you had this week.
Hey, 666 Stu, you diced with death 2 weeks ago. Satan's pissed at
Right.
you.
I did
Satan's
dice with
here
death.
now.
It is true. It's totally true. I diced with
Satan's
death.
like this. You motherfucker, huh? You motherfucker. I'll fucking get you.
Actually, Death would be the one talking about that.
he doesn't talk,
Satan-
does he,
Yeah.
Death?
Stuart,
Yeah,
yeah, he does.
well,
you ever read
he
a
does-
Terry
he does it
Pratchett
in the
novel?
Sandman.
Hello?
Death in the
Hello?
Sandman definitely talks.
Hello?
I haven't. Stu, the joke's on you. Sorry, Duke, the joke's on you. I haven't read any novel.
It doesn't
So-
matter. Somebody out there tell me that Terry Pratchett is the best person who's ever written about death.
Don't
No.
know. Never read any of his
No.
books.
Well, y'all both suck.
No,
No,
we don't.
I'm going to be positive. You're going to love it. See, that's the way.
Pillow of Soft says, I wonder if Satan will have sent an email. No, they haven't.
No.
I expected something.
What would.
Well, I think that's.
I'm a little
the
bit
pillow
disappointed.
salesman Liddell, whatever his name is.
Bit disappointed.
My
So,
Pillow Man. That's who that
the
is.
Satan's email would be satan@hell.com, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
of
would
course.
guess.
Yeah, I imagine so. Yeah.
That's his email address. I wonder if someone set that up. I wonder if you send it, you'll get a reply.
You must do. Satan
I reckon
at.
somebody has
Actually,
hell
no. I
no.
take it back. He's. It's.
Duke's on a different podcast.
It's oh crap!
might-
I can't think of. His
I'm
name.
gonna-
The
after I
joke's
finish
gone.
this show-
It's CEO at Amazon.com.
Yeah, jokes don't work when you forget them. Can I just say, after the show, I am going to send an email to satan@hell.com, right?
You do
I'm
that.
going to go. I'm very disappointed. We just did show 666 of our podcast and you never sent an email.
Yeah.
And see if I get a reply. I'm going to see
You're
if it
gonna get a
happens.
call from the C of E, man. You better watch your back.
Pillow of Soft in the chat says it'd be hotmail.com, wouldn't it? Because of hell.
Oh, I like
yeah, that's
that.
pretty good,
Oh,
isn't it?
Hotmail. Ooh.
So,
wow.
a little message from Pillow of Soft in the chat. Stop the fucking jokes. We do the show, okay? Just
Yeah,
fucking
really.
back off.
Yeah,
Do
right.
you know what I mean? Jesus
Shut your
Christ.
Yeah, fucking back off the jokes.
Yeah, I have a story. The Duchess cleaned out a mouse nest in our garage.
Ooh,
nice.
nice.
Did you
That's
kill them
fun.
all?
Nah, she didn't kill nothing. She
She
took
just
the
stabbed
dead
someone
ones
as he
and
ran
a
out.
Did
couple
she
of
do it
them
like
ran away.
ethically?
She just cleared it away. It was not, she didn't know there were live ones in there, or else
Ah.
she probably would have killed them. She went after some rats at one point in our old place. Anyway, are we done? Ready to talk about video games?
Yes.
We have
I
a
think
lot
so.
to talk about. Yeah.
Yes.
Where are you going?
So many
Story time's over,
Video
isn't it?
games.
What you been playing?
A lot of games coming up here, people.
What you been playing? What you been playing? That's suspicious.
It is suspicious.
All right, go on
Yeah.
then, Duke. Seeing as we've got so much to talk about,
We got
why don't you
loads.
just go for
Should
it.
I talk about one of the games that we all played, or just one of the
Let's-
ones that I
Somebody.
played?
Do it.
Okay.
It's up to you.
So we all played. So last week, I mentioned that I had played Deathloop, and
Yes.
I wasn't feeling it. But since I now have Game Pass, it's like, ooh, we can all talk about a game that we played because we'd all play a game. So I was like playing games, and then these guys were like, hey, why don't y'all play Gunbrella and Entropy Center? And I was like, all right. And then I said, you should also all play Manor Lords. And so we all did. Now, these aren't
Yeah.
on Game Pass.
No
I should have
doubt.
said, this had nothing to do with Game Pass.
I don't know
Because
why
at
you
the
even
same
brought up
time-
Game Pass. That really
No, I
confused
don't.
me.
Because I'm
Yeah, you
stupid
did.
as well.
Yeah.
I can't keep track of where I'm playing all these games. On Steam, they currently have what's called Next Fest.
Next Fest.
Which is a bunch of demos that are only available for a limited time. They're going to go away, which is weird. You'd think a company would want their demo out forever. But I made the mistake last Next Fest, which I think was like 2 weeks ago, to download a bunch of demos and then just sort of wait to play them. And then I went to play them, and it was like, took me to the store page. And I'm like, what's going on?
So is
Which, by
this-
the way, Steam.
Is this Next Fest like a kind of an event?
Showcase.
Is it an event
Showcase.
where like it kind of highlights more polished indie games? Would you say?
I don't think it's
guess,
necessarily
sort of.
curated. I mean,
Okay.
a lot of them are polished, but
Yeah.
I think it mostly sorts them in a random order.
Oh,
They might prioritize games that have better, the demo reviews
Yeah.
or number.
because all of
reviews or
these that
something.
we've played have a certain amount of polish to them.
Yes,
Polish,
I was
they
quite
do. They do.
impressed with the polish.
So there might be a fee you have to pay to get into Next Fest. I don't know. It does seem to that there
Sexual
is some sort of-
favors, maybe, to Gabe
It
Newell.
might be, yeah.
Well.
Steam, do me a favor. If a demo is no longer available, don't just take me to the store page. Give
Yeah.
me some sort of notice, like this demo.
Well,
has
check it out in your
expired.
library.
And well, you can keep it in my library, but then take me right to the store page. But give me some indication that that's what's going on. I just hate it when it goes right to the store page. I must have clicked something wrong, and then you do it like 4 times before you realize, oh wait, this is what's going on. This is it. So anyway, Gunbrella. Yeah.
Oh, we're going to start with Gunbrella then.
I figure since this was the first one I had recommended to me, I was like, all right, let's talk about
it was the first one that I played, Gunbrella.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, this is a side-scrolling game.
Piece of shit.
It's not a piece of shit. Here's the thing. It's not my cup of tea, but that doesn't make it a
piece of shit.
No.
It's just that I didn't have any fun playing it.
Why?
But that's not. Well, here's the thing. Look,
I think
it's
great.
It's pretty well done. Okay, I'll say that.
Yeah, very well made.
It's very pixelated. It's sort of Hotline
Yes.
Miami-ish, and it's the frenetic things going on here. It's the jumping, platforming. You're shooting people with this umbrella gun, and if
Which
you
is
flip
amazing
it
because it
open-
just blows people up.
if you flip
Come
it
on.
open at the right time, it can shoot the person's bullets back on them.
Yes, I like that
yes.
feature.
Yeah, it's fine. The graphics are cute. By which I mean blood splattering everywhere and heads.
It is kind of
flying
Super
around.
Meat Boy level of.
It is Super Meat Boy-ish
blood and
because
guts.
it is difficult, and you have you one touch of the laser beam or whatever, and you're dead.
Yes.
You have 4 hearts, so it's not Super Meat Boy 100%. But the problem is, when I died, I went back like quite a bit.
Did you save
I
it
was
on one
like,
of those settees?
Yeah, you can just
on the
save
bench?
anytime you want.
Well, no, I had saved on a bench, but
Yeah.
it went back to the first time I had talked to this lady, and I had done like 4 screens after that. Super Meat Boy, you die, you're right back in the
Yeah.
same screen, and I was very frustrated by that. But you know, there's a number of buttons to press at the same time, so you have to jump and then flip your umbrella so that you fling yourself up and to the right.
The
so you
umbrella.
can
So,
land
so for people that don't know,
wall.
the umbrella is
Done
kind of like
explaining what you have to do,
It-
and already I'm being cut off, which shows you all the things you have to do at the same time.
it's like a dash, isn't it? That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to jump, dash, cling to the wall,
And you can float
jump
a bit
up
as
to
well,
the
can't
right
you?
and to the left, dash, and it's just all the buttons that you have to press and hold, and it just felt so complicated
Yeah.
that I.
You see,
was
I
more
didn't
frustrated.
think, I'll be honest, I didn't think the save points were that unforgiving, really. They were fairly well spaced out, but they weren't. The screens are quite short.
Yeah,
I
but
thought.
they're
I didn't
kinda
feel.
tricky.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I didn't feel like I went back miles. The second I died or anything. I don't know how you felt, Chinny,
cool.
but I didn't feel that at all.
Sorry, I was reading. What did you say, Stu?
I
said that
said
the
I didn't think that the
checkpoints were
save
not
points were that
very far
unforgiving.
No, not really. I did die a couple of times and have to go back a little bit, but
They're
I'm
about every
kind of.
3 or 4 screens, aren't they? So
I,
they're not
I
like,
feel like I'm sort of in between. It sounds like you like it, Stu.
I did like it.
Yeah, so it's what I liked about it. Yeah, it's a 2D pixel sort of twin stick shooter with a sort of dash umbrella mechanic. What I liked about it, I thought the sound was really, really good. Like the
Oh
sound,
yeah, it sounds
like
great.
it sounds really good, and the shotgun shells like landing on the floor and the blood and the guts and all that sort of stuff. It's got a good atmosphere, I would say.
Vibe. I like
Vibe.
that
That's the
vibe.
word. That's
It's a
the
good
word.
vibe.
Vibes.
I just
vibes.
love the fact he's got like a donkey jacket on.
What's a donkey
looks like-
jacket?
You know, like Del Boy wore.
Well,
in
right, Del Boy. Yeah.
Only Fools and Horses. He's got like a leather
Stuart,
jacket
stop
with
whining about minor aesthetic details.
a furry collar. You know, he looks like some sort of dodgy market trader.
Yeah.
With an
Yeah, he
umbrella
does.
gun.
Yeah.
I like that. I like the
But
aesthetic.
I sort of was getting a little bored of it because, as we know, I don't like reading, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of writing.
And there's a lot of writing and
There
figuring
is.
things out, and it was getting a bit tricky, and I wasn't getting it.
And,
It
I
wasn't
mean,
giving
to
me a
be
lot
fair,
back.
like,
I like the
s-
combat. I like what you do. You
Yeah,
didn't
the
like.
combat, right.
I quite
But
liked it.
But
No,
along
I
the
like
way,
the
it's
combat.
like, oh, my sister in this other town, and you need to bring her this for me. Let him know. that.
Yeah.
I'm just like, when do I get to shoot people with this magic umbrella?
Well, it doesn't take that long, to be fair.
Yeah.
No, not that long, but longer than you should. Super Meat Boy doesn't have a long story.
It's not
Whenever-
Super
whenever
Meat Boy.
the-
Can I just
whenever
point
the
out this is
game-
not
No,
Super
but it
Meat
should
Boy
be.
for anyone listening.
Whenever the
It should
game sort of stopped to talk to you, I got bored, and it does that quite a lot.
But they've got to have a story, and they obviously can't
Do-
afford
do they?
voice
Do
actors.
they?
And voice
Do they
actors
really?
would just be weird in this
Really?
game.
Do they have to
Well,
have a
they've got to
story?
have some sort of narrative. Otherwise,
Well,
you're just
Really?
running around shooting
Well, yeah,
people
but
for
they
the
gotta-
sake of it.
There's narrative, and then there's like banging on about it.
There's narrative, and then there's taking yourself too seriously. And I think this game takes itself a little bit too seriously.
No, he doesn't.
A little bit too serious.
He's always breaking my coconuts. That sounds like a very serious line in a film.
I'm not saying the dialogue is serious. I'm saying the game developers took
I don't think it does.
Story too serious.
I think they've done a pretty good job of it. I think they deserve to take it seriously.
The listeners now have your opinion and 2 of the correct opinions.
No, Ginny thought it was all right. You thought it was just you.
I thought it was okay. I deleted it.
Well, I'm talking about in terms of the game taking itself.
I won't. Out of all the games, I tell what I was going to do. What I thought about doing was talk about which games we would buy, or games we would buy on a sale.
Games we would play, or games we would buy full price, games we would buy on sale, games we would play on Game Pass, and then games we're not going near again.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think this would be I don't think I'd go near it again.
Yeah.
I think it would depend on price, but then what I would probably do is buy it and then barely play it.
Well, that doesn't sound like you, Stu.
No, I know.
It's not your style.
Yeah, really.
I like what the developer's done, so I'd like to support him, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's a noble thing, but
I
might get into it.
I think it's well made. It's a well made game. It's just I didn't really have any desire to keep playing it because I kind of just found it a little bit.
Just not your thing.
It's not my thing. Yeah, I don't know what it is about it. Because I like the fact that it was quite linear. It wasn't like, open like Hellboy was a bit.
Yeah, there's no hub world or anything.
Yeah.
No.
Because Hellboy was like that, wasn't it? Like you go anywhere.
Yeah, I liked Hellboy.
Yeah, I know you did.
And Satan's game, Hellboy.
Love that game. Because I don't usually like games like that. I very rarely ever finish one of those, and I finished that game.
Yeah,
it's true.
It's kind of similar to that in a way, like the way it looks and stuff.
I think that's why I liked it.
So I can't really explain it. I can't put a finger on it. I just was playing it. I was like, I feel like I know where this is going, and I'm not really that interested. So it was a miss from me for Gunbrella.
Miss from you.
But it did a cool Gumbrella when you play the game.
I quite like it. Yeah, it does.
Yep.
It does indeed.
Gumbrella.
Gumbrella. Right. Who's going next? I don't know. Ginny, do you want to actually talk about another game?
Well, did you have something that's not on the list?
Did you have another actual game? Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I'll talk about a game that's not on the list. Unpacking is on Game Pass.
That is true.
I did play this game that is on Game Pass.
Yes.
And so that's the best thing about Game Pass is that it gives me access to a bunch of games that I've wanted to play, but not necessarily wanted to pay $20 for. And Unpacking is Exhibit A in that list because I've heard good things about it. I'm curious, but I was like, $20 for a game where you take stuff out of boxes? No, come on. So, having played it now, I can actually admit that I'm glad I didn't never buy this. Now, that's not to say it isn't fun, because it is, and I can see myself finishing it. I've done like 4 of the years. For those who don't know, it's a game where you literally just unpacking boxes. And each of the places that you move into tells part of a story of a person, I guess, going from place to place, starting with their bedroom as a teenager or whatever, and then they go to college, and then they're on and whatever.
Yeah.
It is exactly what it says on the tin. There are some, mostly it's very satisfying. So if you like, the feeling of breaking, I mean, in a way, I do like unpacking. When we moved into this new place 2 years ago, almost exactly 2 years, by the way, it's satisfying, especially because in here I have
you are a maniac. Anyone who likes to fucking pack and unpack stuff is.
You know what? You played this game too, Stuart, and you liked it.
Yeah, I never finished it either. Because I don't like unpacking shit.
All I'm saying is the process of putting things where they belong, having an orderly space where it was once disorderly, that's satisfying to me. That's one of the reasons I like washing the dishes, because I go from the stack over here of dirty, disordered stuff to a stack over here of clean and orderly.
See, I could kind of get behind you when you were talking about the unpacking, but when you started talking about the dishes,
dishes. Really?
I know everyone thinks I'm a weirdo for that, which is fine.
You are a weirdo.
Anyway, I am a weirdo. I'm not going to dispute that.
You're definitely a weirdo.
Or as the song says, I am a weirdo. So here's the thing.
Yes.
Unpacking is very satisfying. It's pixelish, it's isometric. You have a kind of grid, so you put stuff in certain places, and it you snap it, and the books all go on the shelf, and it looks very nice. There are certain things you can't put certain places, so that's satisfying because it gives you a little bit of a clue. And when you get done, of course, it flashes things in red if they're in the wrong place. Like you're not supposed
Well,
to.
there's that. Also, can I just say this is what happened when I played the game, right? And I thought I'd finished a level, and then it's like, you've got another box to unpack, and I'm like,
Oh, I never left boxes unpacked.
And I missed a box
meticulous and
somewhere in the
smart, so,
bathroom
yeah.
or something. I'm like,
There were some things I didn't know what they were. So there was this picture, and the pictures, and you put them on and you hold them near the wall, the position on the wall, or at one point there's a bulletin board you can put little photos on and stuff. And this picture wouldn't go on the wall. I come to find out it was a mouse pad.
Ah.
So
you can
I had
zoom
put-
in, but it doesn't help that much.
Well, you don't zoom in too far, yeah. And for a lot of them, like it's pixelated. This is pixel art, so it's like, telling the difference between a mouse pad and a photograph that goes on the wall is a little tricky to begin with. So whatever. I put it on a shelf, and then it was flashing red. I'm like, what the hell? What am I supposed to do with it? And then I realized, oh wait, I put it under the mouse, and then the mouse goes on the mouse pad. Because once upon a time, you needed mouse pads, right? Most of us we don't really need mouse pads these days because we got these red laser things.
I have a mouse pad.
Yeah, it's still better on
Really?
a mouse pad, though, isn't it? Ultimately, because it reflects
Depends on what
better.
kind of desk you have. I have a crappy desk, but mine works fine.
Shiny desks aren't that great for me.
I don't
So
have a shiny desk.
people
I
in the
have
chat, do you have mouse
wood
pads or
desks.
not? Please discuss.
Yeah.
I have
Send
a big
speak
Star
pipe,
Wars
everybody.
one, the full length of me desk.
Well, I like my mouse pad because it was Homer Simpson in the 3D world. That was a classic
Oh, yeah,
mouse
yeah,
pad.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I don't need it anymore, and whatever. Anyway, the point is, this game doesn't it doesn't tell you what anything is. You just tell when you take out the insecticide. It's got a little bug on it. Okay, that goes under the sink in the kitchen. Got it. There's bras because the character you play is a lady or a guy who has need of a bra, and
I do.
Yeah, that's kind of cute. And there's this green box of something in the kitchen, and I always thought it was like, I don't know, bouillon cubes or something. So I'd put it up with the oils, and then that was the wrong place. You're supposed to put it under the sink, and I can't imagine what that is because. But yeah, it's cute. It's satisfying. I wouldn't call it fun exactly because I don't know that I was having fun with it, but it is satisfying, and it's nice to do. You do a round, you put everything away, and then you step away from it. It's not there is a little bit of a story, but it doesn't take itself too seriously, going on and on about like, oh, I finally have my own room.
See, this is what I mean. Like, this is an example of a game that has a story that doesn't bang on about it.
Well, it doesn't, but it kind of does.
Happy
No.
Gilmore has
In a
just
visi-
the right
in
amount
a-
of story.
In a visual sense, though, because obviously as
Yeah,
you
but, like,
progress
it's
through
not-
the
it's
game,
not going-
different
That's all it
stages.
needs.
But it's not going,
Different stages of
stop
the girl's
playing and read.
No, you don't have to read.
That's
It's all
what I
visual.
like.
Happy Gilmore, he goes, Grandma, you didn't pay your taxes? And she's like, I would have, but I didn't have any money. And that's all the story you get.
Nice.
That's all the story you need. It's perfect. And this game does a similar type of thing.
So-
We'll let the visuals tell the story. So anyway, yeah, unpacking, thumbs up, but I don't think I'll play it much when I finish it on Game Pass. I can't see myself buying this, even on sale.
Well, there's no need if you finish
No,
it and
you
played it
finish
on
on
Game
Game
Pass.
Pass,
What's
you
the
don't.
point of that?
No, maybe I should reward the developer as you do.
Fact
Stuart.
that.
No, not
Well,
me.
yeah, they get cash if it's on Game
Yeah.
Pass. They do all right off Game Pass.
Okay. I'm just
Also,
saying.
let them starve.
Yeah, let them fucking start. What have they done
Well,
for
I
you?
want to say thank you to game developers who make good games.
No, I'm
But
not
you're
joking.
right, they are getting off a game.
Hardly
Pass.
Dan says, I have a mouse pad, but my mouse works on glass as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
there
my
you go.
mouse works without the mouse pad, Dan.
Yeah, I just like having
That's
one. I
not
think
my.
it's
I
like a
have.
comfort blanket.
I have like a squidgy thing for my wrist on the thing. So it's
yeah, squidgy thing.
squidgy thing for my wrist.
Squidgy widgy.
Danny's the only person that has written in about the mouse pads. I will keep you updated about the mouse pads. Thank you.
Pads
people
for a
wanna know.
mouse. Pads for
Yeah,
a mouse.
this is the real issue.
Shall I talk
Right.
about something that's not on the list of stuff?
Yeah,
'Cause
ahead,
all the
Stu. Talk
genies
about
are on the
something
list
not
of
on the
stuff.
list. Mine are all
Apart
on
from
the
one.
We'll do
apart
one
from one.
communal game, and then we can each talk about individuals, and then go back to a different communal game.
Okay, well, I'm
Yeah.
going to talk about the return of Monkey Island because I have finished that game.
Ooh.
Congratulations on
baby.
finishing it.
Finished it. I gotta say, now I don't know whether it's because I've played a lot of click and point. I nearly
The
said
click
that.
and
Point and
the,
click.
the
click and
clicking and
point
the
advent-
pointing.
Clicking and the pointing adventure
That's
games.
supposed
Yeah.
to be Bill Cosby.
I don't know.
Don't know. But I didn't find it that difficult, really. I reckon you
Yeah.
said average playtime's 12 hours, but I reckon I.
So you're
finished that
saying
game
He's a genius.
you're
probably
smart. You're
8
smarter
or 9
than
at that. If that, I
You're
felt like
smarter
I
than the average player.
what
the
you're
last-
saying, Stu, is
Yeah,
you're smarter than the people listening to this.
I fucking am.
Yeah.
Stupid
I'll
idiot
be honest. The
dum-dums.
last 2 parts of the game, I flew through. I barely needed to. I know what I need to do here. I know what I need to do here. Right, I need to do this. Right, I'm done.
But there's a certain flow and language with these games, isn't there? You sort of know,
Yeah.
you know.
And I think I've played a lot of them, so I'm kind of not an expert. I guess that's probably not the right word, but I'm probably quite adept at working out these types of puzzles, and I do think they're not as challenging. I don't think they were as challenging as earlier stuff.
It's not the rubber chicken, is it? It's not
No,
that.
no. Yeah, well, that is where that was in the original game.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said
But
it.
obviously, there's no rubber chicken in this game.
Why do you think I said rubber chicken?
Oh no!
You think I
It's
was
not
talking
in
about a
this
different
Jimmy.
game?
It's in a different game. Yeah.
Like, do you,
Well,
Anyway, so
Do you
but
think
now
I just
you
say-
like that?
it's
the
not a
rubber
rubber chicken?
made you lull in the 1st
you're not
one,
doing a
right,
Duke
Stu?
here, are you? And think this is a remake of the original Secrets of Monkey Island?
No,
are you?
no.
He was making a contrast to an earlier game. He was saying
Oh.
it's not tricky like the rubber chicken was.
No.
Or
Well, there
whatever.
was also a few more. Yes, I guess obtuse puzzles in the original
Okay.
one that you had to really think about.
And do you think that that's on purpose? Like they decided, okay, we
I-
don't want to baffle people the way we used to.
Yeah, I think there is partly that. I do think that also maybe they just wanted to make it more accessible for people.
More
I think that
dum-dums
there-
playing
there
games
is-
now.
can I just
Used to be
say, there
nerds
is-
and
Yeah.
geniuses playing.
There is, and I've just remembered now that there is a difficult setting where obviously there must be more obtuse puzzles and
Yes.
stuff. But I chose the
Then you'd have
easier
a
one.
rubber
So,
chicken if you had
okay.
that.
So
So maybe
you've
it's my own
chose
fault.
the easy quiz, and now you
Yeah,
think you're a
maybe-
fucking genius.
Yeah, maybe I
What
need
is
to
1
do
plus
the other
1?
one.
Oh, 2,
I'm-
duh.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so maybe I needed to choose the more challenging puzzles. I might have a go.
This
at
game's
that.
easy. I don't understand why it's so
Yeah,
tough.
it's
Well, your
very
portal
easy.
gun turns into a
Easy.
making an exit gun, and then you just walk right through the exit.
Yeah.
But it's good. It was good. The story was funny. I liked where it came from. I liked the ending. There's 10 different endings, by the way. There are
Nice.
10 endings to this game. 2 of which you can get before the end by doing.
Does it
certain
tell you
things
the
within
secret
game.
of Monkey Island?
Yes.
Does it?
What
Was
is
it a
it?
satisfying ending?
Oh wait, I guess you shouldn't tell us.
No, I can't tell you the answer to that.
Sorry, listeners.
Is it? No, you can tell it. Is it a satisfying ending?
Are
Are you pleased with the ending?
It's never going to live up to expectation, is it?
So is that a yes or a no?
I'll say
Did you enjoy the ending?
yes.
Yes.
I enjoyed the
That's a
ending. Was
yes.
it satisfying? Is a different question.
I don't think I could enjoy an
Right.
ending of a story if it's not
Ah,
satisfying.
well,
but that's just
well.
me. I'm a weirdo.
Well,
That's all you're
you
getting.
gotta
people,
give it.
sorry.
That's all you're getting, man. You got to
Yeah.
play the game. It's worth playing.
Suck it.
By the way, it's so good.
Satan says you're welcome.
It's in my Steam list as well, Chinny, so you can play it if you like.
Jenny, go ahead.
Nah.
Steam list.
Have you ever enjoyed a point and click game, Jenny?
Duke was so excited about my answer then. Like, before I said nah, Duke was he was starting to enjoy what I was going to say. He knew
Fully
that I was
voice
going
act-
to
By
say.
the way,
knew
can I
the
just
answer.
say,
I felt
Yeah.
very
Fully-
smart because I knew the answer.
Yeah.
fully voice acted. Can I just say?
Oh, that actually.
Oh, they're doing
that-
a Ren.
that
they're
has-
doing a Ren and Stimpy thing here.
that
where
has,
they-
Good
uh,
acting as well.
and when
Good
they
voice
zoom in,
acting.
it's got hairs. And
I love
stuff
that
hanging
stuff.
out.
That
See,
that
you
has
like it. I mean, you
that
like
has
it.
reeled me in a little bit, Stu. To be fair, that
Fully
it's got
voice
voice
acting.
acting.
Great voice acting. Can I just say?
Yeah, but I wouldn't
Really
play it on
funny.
pussy stupid mode, would I?
Well, let's see if you can do it on.
I would,
pussy
actually.
It's a
stupid
weird
mode.
name for that game mode. I don't imagine they'd use that.
Jason in the chat says, "Hey guys, I can't listen now."
Hey.
Well, you are because you
Ugh.
you wrote into
No,
the
he's got
chat,
the sound off.
so you're a fucking liar. But I wanted to pop in and wish the old veteran good health. Hang in there. Eat more tacos, not just the ones on British Bake Off, but tacos will improve your health. Stu.
No, they really won't.
Oh, thank you. Fingers crossed, I guess. I don't know what else to say
Shinny,
to that.
You'd
Chinny,
be
have
a
you
great
ever
doctor, Stu.
I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Just keep it all crossed.
How's
You
my
never
kid?
know what might happen.
Fingers
You might
crossed.
be fine.
Stupid kid. Chinny, have you ever enjoyed a click and walk
Click and shoot game.
adventure?
I
Click and
liked
point and clicky adventure game.
I liked the Wallace and Gromit games of point and click. I liked
Oh,
those.
that's the same
Those are
sort of
point
thing.
and click.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I once I've stopped
But
listening
you
to.
weren't nuts about Another World back in the day, were you? Because you were too
No,
young, I
I liked the opening, and the start,
Yeah.
but it was too
I
hard.
see you drove your Ferrari.
I finished that game.
No, nobody's ever finished that game.
I finished it.
There actually was no end to that game.
There
lot
was a
of people don't
fucking end to
realize.
the game.
Did you
I
finish
finished
it? Did you
back
finish it
in the game.
recently with
Hell no, I
save
didn't finish
states,
it.
or did you finish it back in the day?
No. I finished it in the original form on the
Okay.
Commodore.
Yeah, because there were no
Alright.
other games to
Finished
play
that
back
game.
then. We didn't have anything
Yeah.
else to do.
Nobody
I
had
played
nothing.
it
We
and
didn't have
played
mobile
it and
phones. We didn't have
played
the
it.
internet. We got
We didn't have
loads of
books.
stuff. Yeah, we didn't have books.
No cheating, because you couldn't cheat. How could you cheat?
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
Unless you waited a month to get your friend's copy of gaming
I just
magazine.
because it really is. It's a little bit like Dragon's Lair. You've just got to go at the
Yeah.
right time.
I stopped
Well,
once
listening
you find
to.
out what
million
you're doing.
billion times.
I stopped listening to a podcast because the host of the podcast says, "I hate Wallace and Gromit,"
Oh, well, I would
Wow.
stop listening to that
I don't
podcast.
blame you.
too.
and I
Yeah,
was like, "I
It's
can't
much
listen to
more-
this show if he doesn't like
Live it.
Wallace and
Was it the Overseas Connection? Who was it?
No, I wish. I'm just trying to stop listening to that. No, I'm only joking.
You can't. You were addicted.
No, I
You
was
can't
listening
stop
to it
listening
today. I'm only joking. They're talking. Bongo's talking about going to Vegas.
it.
Wow,
Ooh.
bloody hell!
Viva Las Vegas.
So I'll probably end up going to that. Yeah. So, but it was. I
Hey.
can't. Like no.
Wait,
Like
you're gonna go to
they
Vegas?
didn't say I don't care for it. They said. Sorry, I've still got a cough. They didn't say I don't care for it. They said I hate it. I hate Wallace and Gromit. I'm like, oh my god.
Wow.
You hate Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah,
If somebody
okay.
says I
First of
don't
all,
care
your
for
first
it,
exposure to it. Your first exposure to it would probably be like one of the shorts, and those are like 5 minutes long. Like,
Yeah.
okay, you don't watch it anymore if you don't like it.
I can't.
In order for you to hate something, you need to spend like an hour with it.
I can't be in a room with somebody that hates Wallace and Gromit.
Oh,
Do you know
you
what I
should
mean?
not teach then, because this week was what's the worst movie you've ever seen, and this motherfucker actually said Spaceballs.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now I know I
Well-
shouldn't call students that, but come on, Spaceballs, really?
What is the worst movie you've ever seen?
The Room.
Yeah, but that I watched that
I know,
knowing
I
that
know,
it
I
was
know.
going to be bad.
Right, The Vagrant was the worst movie.
Vagrant.
It's
Yeah,
the
worst
worst movie
movie-
ever. It's not fun. It's not cute. It's just
Worst
bad.
movie I ever saw was Platoon. Oh my god, I was so.
You didn't like
bored.
Platoon?
Okay, you're
No, it's
joking
the fucking
now,
most
right?
boring movie I've ever
You're
seen in my
kidding.
life. No,
The
it's
one about the
fucking
Vietnam
boring.
War where people are
Yeah,
getting blown
with
up by
Charlie
landmines.
Sheen.
It's
With Charlie
boring, though.
Sheen.
It's just
Where
boring.
Willem Dafoe is sitting there as the helicopter flies away.
boring.
And he's like, ah! It's boring. Well, you're
Yeah.
boring.
That's
Oh my
boring.
God.
Yeah, Schindler's
That's
List
the
is so
wor- that's-
boring.
And it's like
Nothing
any-
happens. And
They're
then there's
just-
this kid in a red coat.
just a
and
bunch
they're
of
boom,
Jews
boom.
I like
moaning.
Schindler's List. I quite
Goodbye,
like Schindler's List. But here's the
I
thing.
like
right?
Schindler's List. That was fun. That was
Yeah, Schindler's List was a good story, and it was pulled
So
on the
was
heartstrings,
Platoon.
man.
It's like in
Platoon.
yeah, Platoon didn't pull the
Boring.
heartstrings. All these people who died in Vietnam. Yeah.
Boring.
it's like
Um,
in Seinfeld when everybody's
wow.
mad at Jerry because he got off with a girl during Schindler's List in the cinema. so.
I'll tell you the weirdest film, right? Everyone fucking bangs on about how David Lynch is a genius, right?
Well,
Yeah,
the
go on.
Duchess does, but I don't.
And I
Yeah.
fucking watched Mulholland Drive. and
Oh,
I'm
God,
watching
don't
this
get me
film,
started on that
and it's
movie.
meant to be one of the
It
greatest
sucks.
movies ever made, and
No,
it's
it's not.
just fucking ridiculous.
Yes,
and I
it
remember
is.
the ending. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? What
of
makes him
course.
think that he's in the
Yeah.
least bit coherent? What is all that?
I don't know.
Well, it's not supposed to be, man. It's supposed to blow your brain
Oh,
apart, and then you get
He
to
didn't
pick
blow
the
anything
pieces up.
apart. He just
Well-
made
I'll
me
tell you
think
what, though. If to be
stupid.
fair, David Lynch made a movie called Simple Story, and it's really good. It's about this dude who drives his lawnmower across the country.
Sounds simple.
It is.
Yeah, no, I've heard that's pretty good. I've never seen it.
It's very good. You should check
I
it out. I'd be
the
curious to know what you think.
thanks for asking, but the worst film that I've ever seen.
Yeah, we're not interested. Chin.
It's just an
Cheers.
assumed question that we bounce around. You don't have to wait to get asked. Chinny, if you wouldn't mind, please
Yeah,
tell us
Chinny.
the worst movie you have ever seen.
Go on, what is it?
The worst movie I've ever seen. I very rarely switch a movie off halfway through, but it was Bringing Down the House, starring Steve Martin and Queen Latifah.
Oh, it's got Queen Latifah in it.
yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't like that. I didn't
Yeah.
like that. Harley
Oh.
Dan says Howard the Duck was shit.
Yeah. Oh, that no doubt. But that's
Yeah.
like one of those so bad it's good. That's like
Yeah.
Head of the Family.
Well,
Frankie
here's
Hooker.
another one.
Doesn't he have
Actually,
sex
I'm
with a
thinking-
woman in that film?
I don't think they actually fuck, but
Doesn't
they do
he-
cuddle and kiss. I think.
With a
think so.
human woman.
Here's
don't
another
know.
one which I
That was
turned
a
off
fantasy you
halfway
had.
through. Actually,
Yeah.
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yeah. Oh my God. I went on a blind date to that movie. Ugh. Bad night.
Yeah.
Bad night.
Awful film. It's so boring.
Keanu
Nothing
and,
happens.
Winona. Ugh.
Oh,
But you know what?
horrendously.
That wasn't as bad as Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. That was when they
Never
finally
seen
decided,
that.
you know what? We should stop putting these authors' names on them.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
The friction from these authors spinning in their graves from how horrible these movie adaptations
mind
are.
you, the book's boring. Have you read Dracula? That's pretty boring.
No, it's not
too.
a boring book. What
It
is wrong with
is.
you?
It's a pretty boring book.
Yeah,
too.
not like name of book. What's a exciting book? Fill in the blank. Because
I
if you don't
watched,
like reading,
uh,
okay, fine.
I watched the movie yesterday. That was a little boring. It's good, but it was. I watched that Amsterdam movie with Christian Bale.
Oh, yeah.
It was
I'm
okay.
because I like the cast. But
It's
it
got a
didn't look like
great
fascinating movie.
cast. It's
Yeah.
got a great cast. Brilliant.
Yeah.
It's got Christian, Margot Robbie, the Queen Gambit girl, Denzel Washington's son, fucking
Lots of people.
Remy Malek,
Yeah.
Freddie Mercury as we know him, Robert De Niro.
We'll get back to video games in a minute.
By the way,
people.
I read a great quote off Christian Bale this week.
Didn't he say
basically
something
said-
about like he thanked Leo for his
Yeah, he
best
said
roles?
any actor my age has Leo DiCaprio to thank for roles that he turned down.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically everybody who's around his age has taken a role that Leonardo either couldn't do because of time constraints or just didn't fancy
Just
doing
didn't do it.
Just didn't do it.
I think
Said
he
nearly
was
everyone.
considered for Batman, then he was considered for Joker, I think, Leo. And then
Yeah.
he was like,
And
"Fuck,
obviously
You know what,
American
shame on you?
Psycho.
American."
It was
You
asked to
didn't
do
mention
American
Robert
Psycho.
De Niro. You didn't mention Chris Rock. You didn't mention Zoe
Oh yeah,
Saldana.
Zoe Saldana. She's not in it that much.
Yeah, well,
But
Ed Begley
she must be
Jr.,
fucking loaded, Zoe Saldana. She must be absolutely minted, that
Taylor
woman. She's
Swift. You didn't mention.
oh yeah, Taylor Swift. She's definitely not in it for very long.
People don't
Well,
really like her though. I mean, she's not very popular.
Nah. I mean, what has she done? Do you know what I mean? Nothing.
Sang a song.
But
once.
you think about Zoe Saldana, right?
It
She's
was
in
about me, by the way.
She's in the Marvel franchise, which must make a fucking absolute mad bacon, right?
Sure.
And then she's in the Avatar movies, which must make a
Yes.
fucking shitloads. And then
Yeah.
she's in bloody everything else. That woman is minted. Minted.
Oh yeah.
All right,
Anyway,
we should get back to
Monkey
video
Island,
games.
everybody.
Return to
yeah.
Monkey Island. Give it a go. It's good.
It doesn't feature
play it,
Zoe
every-
Saldana.
Just play
just to
it.
let you know.
play it.
Not so far as you know.
Worth
She's
every penny.
uncredited in this.
She's
Ron Gilbert.
she probably got 10 million for it.
She played the island.
Yeah, she is the island. Yeah.
Ron Gilbert
okay,
is a
Chinny, it's
genius,
your
can I
turn.
just say.
Well, can we? While we're on the subject of movies, this wasn't planned, but can we talk
Go on.
about the trailer that came out this week?
Oh, okay.
What trailer
it
is
was
that?
the Mario movie trailer.
Oh yeah.
I did not
It's
see it.
me, a
I'm not really
Mario,
all that
without
interested.
any accent.
That's correct. So Chris Pratt is the voice of Mario. Charlie Day is the voice
Really?
of Luigi.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah. So
I
they
like
have-
Chris Pratt, but
I like
seems
Chris
a
Pratt.
weird choice.
But yeah, I think they need a star, don't they? They need somebody to turn up on
Star
the red
power.
carpet and do the interviews and all that sort of stuff. So I watched the trailer. Well, I can't really put it on the stream, but I watched the trailer, and it's like Mario's origin story. So he's like, "Oh, what the fuck is this Mushroom Kingdom?" But he does it in a Chris Pratt voice.
yeah.
And like the opening to the trailer is Bowser, who's Jack Black, who's really good. It looks good. Like I'm my little niece.
He's animated.
Yeah, it's full sort of like
What you need is Bob Hoskins. He was great. in
yeah.
Mario.
So I'm looking like for like I'm looking at one of my nieces or nephews like which one of you little shits and am I gonna take to this?
I like that.
Which
I
one of
recommend not
you
asking like that.
is gonna
Yeah.
behave the best and cost the least? So I'm looking at little Talia, but she doesn't watch many movies. Her mom doesn't watch TV very much, and I watched Trolls with her, and she got scared. I'm like, man, she got
Wow.
scared.
Oh, you got to
during-
watch these kids for that shit. We took Millie to watch Polar Express. Was the
Yeah.
first movie we ever took.
Yeah.
And she was fucking terrified.
Yeah, well, I was.
it's
I
like-
still am terrified of that film.
Started crying halfway through and asked to go.
Yeah,
And we were
yeah.
like, she was. To be fair, she was only about 3 or 4 at the time. But even so, man, it was a you.
Yeah, so maybe I shouldn't take a little niece or nephew.
Yeah.
because
No, wait, no. You have to go halfway. How old is she?
Talia is 3.
No, it's too young, man.
She's too young, isn't she?
She won't be able to stay still for long enough.
No. So yeah, I'll just have to go on my own. No, I'll watch it some other way. But I have to watch it because it's Mario, and I love Mario.
It's
I
a
love
Mario.
the guy. But it's pretty good. I have to say.
It makes me wonder if you could be objective about this movie though, because you're close to it. You know, if they
Yeah,
made a
it's
Like
Skyrim
if there was
movie, I'd
a
be
Red
like, this
Dead
movie's
movie
amazing,
or
whether it's
something,
actually
innit? Or a
good or not.
GTA movie.
I feel like they've made a lot of right choices to make the right kind of film that a Mario film
I
should
hope
be.
so.
Because I haven't seen the Sonic movie, and I don't like Sonic because he's a massive twat. But
supposed to be good.
from what I know, it's pretty good. Like it's a pretty
gonna
fun
be
movie.
good.
And these movies don't have to be masterpieces. They're just fucking movies about stupid video game characters that were made to be stupid
is
mascots
true.
on consoles.
That's
So
true.
we're not going to think too deeply about it. But the Mario trailer looked really good, and it was actually pretty funny.
Chinny, I wish it were that simple. I wish I could just say like, I'm not going to think about this. It doesn't look like that for me.
Yeah, no. What is Mario's
What do you think about this pen? Well, the
motivation?
problem with this pen is
Yes. So I'm looking forward to it. As Fraser says in the chat, I'm looking forward to it. Darren Sims says apparently Bob Hoskins didn't know it was a video game.
Well, that doesn't
movie.
surprise me.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, I bet he
He was
knew the
like, "Show
check
me the
was
money."
coming, and also Batch
He also didn't know
Gaming
that
is
Roger
in the
Rabbit
chat.
wasn't a real rabbit. So
Yeah. Talk about a movie that holds up. Who Framed Roger
It
Rabbit
does.
does. Anyway,
sexist.
should we talk about one of these stupid shit ass games?
Yeah, shall we do that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
So
Go
the
ahead.
next game that I played, I've got notes here. So this is my note.
okay.
You,
Are
I'll
you talking
tell
about a
you-
game that we have played together, or no?
Yeah,
yeah,
we've
yeah,
all
yeah.
played.
I was-
Our own.
So I want to show you this. There's a joke right coming, right? Just to warn you.
That again,
Okay.
when
It's a joke.
improving, say no as much as possible.
Yeah.
And when making a joke, mention
Warn
that there's
it.
a joke coming.
Well, the reason
So,
I have to point it out is because these two fuckers, listeners, always interrupt. So when I say there's a joke coming, I have to tell them so they don't
we might
fucking
be
You
interrupt.
would just say, "Don't interrupt me until
And
I
they're
ring the bell."
interrupting
Yeah.
as I'm talking about them interrupting. Right. So this is my notes on Gunbrella. Right.
Yeah.
There's, it's like good graphics, whatever. The next game I'm going to talk about is Cosmotea.
All right,
And-
we didn't play this, so this is
Oh.
you on your Todd. I
Oh,
think.
okay. Right. Well, this is
Okay,
the
this is your game.
this is the
Yeah,
notes
this is your game.
on this. Okay, just
Okay,
going to be
go.
a visual gag.
It's
Okay.
just one line, people.
What does it say?
I can't
I don't
read
know.
it. Your handwriting is messy and it's too far away. and so it's
Oh
blurry.
God, I bet he says that to his kids all the time.
Fuck off.
No.
No, it just says no.
It just
No.
says no.
No.
One
no,
bullet point. No.
No.
Why
no.
didn't you? Why did I play this then?
I don't know.
I
We
don't
didn't
know why
play
you
that.
played
Is
this.
this
It
not on
wasn't
the list? Did I
No.
just
What's that?
download it?
We didn't talk about it on
No,
the chat.
Duke gave us 3 games.
Oh.
and
No,
I
I gave you
didn't
2
play
games.
Potion, whatever it was. But I played the other 2.
I mentioned Potion here. I didn't necessarily.
Yeah,
Potion
yeah, I
Arms,
played
didn't
the other
necessarily
2.
think you had to
Oh
play it.
right.
Well, I never mentioned Cosmotea.
Anyway,
So
Cosmotea.
what is it? What is it?
Yeah, what is it?
It's a game.
No, the answer is no. Just
No.
What is
kind of
it?
game is it?
No.
It's kind of like a mix between what was that? Is it FTL and Prison
Oh, yeah.
Architect and some sort of spaceship, an elite?
so it's a game where you're making spaceships.
Yeah, making spaceships, managing your ship, and it kind of looks like it's not look. It remember Lego, and you got that like flat Lego, then you put shit on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that like
Yes.
long flat Lego, and then you put shit on it.
Yeah,
It's like
sure,
that.
Make a spaceship just by putting stuff on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you in charge of the combat, or does it happen like you just?
The combat is pretty
fixing-
automatic. So you build the ship, so you can have lasers on the side, on the front,
Yeah.
thrusters on the side, on the front. Maybe I wasn't in the right mindset, but I was clicking like mad, and then I didn't get it, and then
Wow.
I
I didn't expect it to be that big then when it was showing it in close up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a big
Weird.
ship. Yeah, I had a little tiny ship, and I wasn't really understanding what to do. It wasn't very clear, and I didn't like it.
It looks complicated.
It's
even just looking at this.
complicated. It required a lot more of my brain than I was willing to give at that point.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a game where you build a ship. It's all 2D, top down. You've got a little crew that run around and do stuff. I don't know. Maybe Duke, like you would play this and be like, yeah, I'm into it. You know what I mean? Like you're
Maybe.
smarter than I am, which isn't hard. But like, yeah, you.
Well, I did finish Monkey Island on easy. So.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
Yeah, I
it's
forgot
true.
about that, Stu, as well.
Yeah, more intelligent than you for sure.
So there's asteroids that you can mine, and then missions that you get from space stations, and then you go out and kill people. It's Fraser in the chat says it sounds like a Dave game. Dave is from the Seal podcast, and he plays these types of games where basically you just kind of look at it and want to lose the will to live. That's the type of game that Dave plays. I don't know. Maybe if I had like, if I was. I didn't want to turn my brain on, and I feel like you have to with this game
I don't understand why everything's flat. Why is an asteroid flat?
because it's a 2D game.
No, I get that, but asteroids aren't flat.
It's a style.
But it's not flat though. It's not.
But
like
it's a
fucking
style.
wafer.
Like
It
the
looks like a
ship is
freaking
flat.
cracker.
The ship is
What
flat.
would you do, Stu?
but-
Would you have like
No,
three-dimensional
some
asteroids in a
depth or
2D?
something like at an angle or something.
just
you
a
know,
style.
I agree that it does look kind of weird.
It fucking looks
but-
weird. It's like someone squashed an asteroid on a table.
This is one person, and they're not obviously not spending their
It's
time.
like a
making
fucking cracker. It's like just put a bit of butter in
does
your
kinda
cheese
look
and be
like a
done with
cracker.
it.
I will
So-
give Stuart this one thing. It does kind of look like a cracker when you approach
Yeah.
the asteroid.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
not like a
Weird.
fun cracker at a party. Like
No, not a fun cracker at all.
Some people call me a
Ritz.
fun cracker at a pie.
Speaking of which, I had too many Ritz in this little container, and I broke some of them.
Oh, like
Look,
Ritz.
it's a broken Ritz.
You
Yeah.
can beat a
Oh, I've
I
got
can't
some-
say beat a Ritz biscuit.
I've got
I
some
was gonna say.
Ritz downstairs. Right, so
I ain't in my life. Goddamn.
That's it.
Cosmot-
Rub it in that I can't eat those anymore. Thanks.
all right, yeah, I will.
Mm,
Cosmotea, it's
salty.
a no from me. So what shall we talk about next, ladies and gents?
Shall we talk
Well, let's talk
about
about
Entropy
a game that
Center?
we all played.
Entropy
Entropy
Center.
Center. The ones that Stu recommended. These are the two that Stu
Well,
recommended.
you can look. You can talk about whatever you want. The only one
I'm
I
just
other
playing,
played
it's
is Monologues.
fine.
We can talk about that. I don't
Yeah.
care.
No, it's fine.
Entropy
I'm
Center.
easy.
So, Entropy Center is a first-person game.
Piece of sh**.
I'm just kidding. It's not. It's not. I just wanted to make Stu mad.
Ah,
Because I could tell Stu liked this. So
I
this
did
game
like this.
has an aesthetic. I also liked it. It has an aesthetic that is kind of similar to Portal. It's exactly like Portal.
it's
It
exactly
is.
like
It is Portal.
And the twist is?
It's a much bigger pill.
Imagine Portal.
mixed with
No.
Singularity.
No, just
time
imagine
manipulation.
Portal.
Oh, the world is like Portal.
Yeah, yeah.
The
it's all
mechanic with the
run down.
weapon is
Portal 2,
Singularity,
Portal
where you
2 it is.
where you take things back in time, which means it's a pile of rubble. You spray it with the gun, and it becomes the ceiling again,
Yeah,
or the stairs become stairs again instead
very
of just broken
clever.
down
I'd
metal
say.
on
I
the
did
top.
scratch my head quite
Now,
a few times.
The reason why this becomes interesting is not just because you're not just using it on stairs. What you use it for is you pick up a box, and this is pretty clever. I'll give it this. You pick up the box, you move it onto the place
Switch.
where the switch, exactly, the pressure switch, and then you go up the stairs through the door that it's opened, and then you hit the gun or you use the gun on the box so that it moves it back in time, which moves it across the room onto the other pressure switch. But you have to have put it there first.
You have to do it in the right order.
You have to do it in the right order and then rewind time. Now, the thing that kind of bugged me about it was you can only rewind the time. You can't move it forward again. It would have been
No.
a much more enjoyable experience if you could move it back.
Yeah, but then it
and
makes
forward.
it easier, doesn't it?
It's not going to be easy once the things start to get complicated.
Well, maybe that happens later in the game. We don't know, do we? But
Hey.
I mean, the early puzzles are based on
It's
backwards time manipulation.
right, and that's fine. And it wasn't a big deal. It's just that there was a couple of times when I figured out what to do, but I had to do the process of putting the box in all the places again.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't done them each in turn.
Yeah.
So I mean, whatever. That's a pretty minor complaint.
Most of the puzzles, though, my issue. I did like the game. I thought it was pretty good looking. It had voice acting, which I appreciate because I'm
Yeah.
stupid, and it was polished. It was like a polished game.
Yeah.
What I didn't like about it though is that most of the puzzles you solve by just putting the box on all the switches in order and then rewinding the
You
box.
do. Did you get to the level with the sliding platform going side to side though? Because that's when it got really head
That was
scratching.
a little tricky. Yeah.
It took me
Uh,
it took me a while to figure that out, and I'm like, I know.
I did too,
fuck.
and it was one of those ones where you finish and you're like, "Oh yeah, this is a lot easier than I thought it had
Eureka
to be."
moment. It
Yeah,
was
right.
definitely a eureka moment.
Yeah,
I like that.
because I finished. Did we finish the demo? Did we all finish?
No,
the
I
demo?
never got
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
end. I stopped. So I'm
What?
gonna go back to it.
You
Yeah,
were really close, Stu. Why? That's crazy.
I
that you
know,
stopped
yeah.
when you
I
did.
can't remember what I was doing. I think I stopped for my lunch or something, and I played something else after lunch because
because
my
it has
game revolves around playing games now.
it has
you know,
quite
that's
quite a good
It's a
sort
heck
of
of a finish.
yeah demo.
It makes you want to
end.
know more about the story. Which
That's a
in
good
demo
demo,
like this,
though,
I
isn't it?
often don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of in the
and-
ilk of
What else
Bioshock,
changed?
Stu. You know, it has
Yeah.
like a
Oh
kind
well,
of.
I will
Yeah,
carry
sort
on
of.
then because you could save
And I
as
will
well,
say
which
this
is great.
About the puzzles, they're mostly elegant, and those who have listened to the show for a while know that my big beef is when there are puzzle games where the puzzles aren't elegant. Now, an elegant
Yeah.
puzzle doesn't have to be easy. In fact, it probably isn't. What it is the type of puzzle that you can solve by experimenting and by thinking about it. There's a
Yes.
bunch of puzzle games where the puzzles require you to get lucky or just like bash things against each other and then eventually something
Yeah,
will
that
come
definitely
of it,
doesn't
or
work in this game.
or you have to have perfect timing or perfect precision placement of things. The game Shine, Schein, is a 2D game with this really interesting mechanic of different colors to the world, but it required you to put these lamps like 1 pixel to the right, and if you didn't, you died, and if you got it right, you fixed the puzzle. And that's very frustrating. This game doesn't have that. This game has pretty elegant puzzles, and there's some nice satisfaction when you solve them. It does
definitely.
noises of or whatever.
And there is
the
a
other thing
kind
it
of
does
like GLaDOS equivalent. It's like an AI that
Right.
lives in your gun and has like
Yes.
fun emojis and things.
And it's cute, and it's clearly, they know that they're making a Portal clone,
Yeah.
so they made this AI PEA. I don't remember what it stands for, but personal entropy assistant maybe, and it's very bubbly and cute, and obviously there's like a dark side to it later
Yeah.
on, but it also did the same joke that Portal did at one point. It was entropy tests will resume at and then,
Yeah, I kind of hope it is very good. And it looks, for an indie game, I mean, it looks pretty damn polished. And
Can I just say as well, all of the games work perfectly on the Steam Deck.
no one
I played
cares.
all of these.
So no one cares about that. So
Yeah, they do.
two people care.
You know,
Out of our 6,000 listeners.
it's like it's a nice looking game, but I'm sort of curious if they obviously, like, Duke, you said it yourself, they know they're making a Portal clone, they know it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm interested to see if somebody, like, well, I don't know if it's one person, but if they turn it on its head a little bit and go, actually, we're not doing what.
Yeah,
Portal
I'd be
does.
interested to see what happens later in the game.
Well, right. I mean, that's exactly. If it's going to stand apart, it's going to stand apart because of the story and the ingredients that they throw in. So
Yeah.
one of the things that they add to the game, which I thought was really cool, are these jump cubes. Or jump
Yeah.
pads rather. You can move them around just like the boxes, but also they allow you to jump up to different parts of the puzzle you can't get to otherwise. And that's interesting because sometimes you have to use them as weights to, put on the pressure plates, and sometimes you have to use them to bounce around, and sometimes you have to do both. Most of the time you have to do both, actually. So you jump off of it to get up to the spot, and then you turn around and you rewind time so it goes back to the pressure plate that it's opening a door or whatever it is. So that's pretty clever.
In the trailer at the end when you finish the game, which me and Duke saw, because
Yeah, I would definitely do that.
We're not
there seemed
stupid.
to be a lot more sort of action type moments, didn't there, Duke?
Well, and there's a number of mechanics that are not in this demo that you can tell they're,
Yeah.
doing variations on variations and getting really complicated with it, which is fine. I must say that there's some, when playing this game, I probably felt this way when I played Portal for the first time, to be honest. But there's a tension that comes with it, and I was just like,
Yeah.
part of it is that I'm playing it on Saturday. I had a rough week, and I'm just like, oh God, I don't want to have to solve another puzzle after trying to solve the puzzle of how do I get this kid to read the book. But whatever. I think that it's gonna seem more chaotic in the trailer when they're putting scene after scene after 3-second clips from each of these moments. Right after you saw a pretty surprising, interesting plot point.
Yeah.
But it's a very well made game. I am curious to know more, and I can totally see myself getting this when it comes out.
Yeah, I think I'll buy
pay
this.
full price.
See, this is one of my notes,
Depends
actually.
what it is. Depends
One
what
of my
price it
notes
is.
was I think the price point is going to be very, very important for this game.
Yeah.
I
So if it
think-
would say like 20 quid,
I
Ginny,
think I've literally wrote 20 quid on my notes. If this was 20 quid,
Yeah.
I think they've got a deal. I think if
Yeah.
they go, they could probably push it to 25, but I think if they go greedy and they go 40 or 50, I think
don't
they're
think they
going to
will.
struggle.
I
Hey,
don't think they
Stu,
will.
you'd be surprised. You'd be
I know,
really surprised.
I know. I'm
And that
reckoning
It
does-
also
20
depends
quid.
on how long a game it is.
Yeah,
because
it
they
does.
would-
So it does
the
depend, like-
shorter it is, the less likely they are to charge a lot.
Yeah. So I think it's kind of do or die on the price.
I don't know.
and,
Is there a launch date for this? I don't know.
I think so.
I can find out, but I think it's all on the price. I think it's going to really matter quite a lot.
Yeah, the release date is the 3rd of November.
Oh, it's
So
not
we
too
got, like,
far
a
then. Only
month
about a
away,
month. Well,
yeah.
less than a month.
Yeah.
It's coming to everything, though. It's coming to
Really?
all the consoles and everything, yeah.
But it'll be cheapest on Steam, as we know.
So, yeah, but it might be on
PC,
Game
PS5,
Pass.
Xbox, PS4, Xbox
True.
One.
It might be on Game Pass. So,
That'd be interesting. That'd
mean,
be a
if-
good deal for them.
if it's
they
on
did.
Game Pass, it's a no-brainer. Like,
Definitely.
yeah, it's a great looking game. One thing I liked is like you had to get a battery for that thing. You know, like you have to get a battery. But then when you put the battery in, I was like, it doesn't work. I was like, oh yeah, I've got to rewind it because it doesn't work. And then so there's like
there was
little
something else
moments.
like that too, which I thought was pretty clever.
One thing I didn't like about it was so there's a section on the screen now where, and this happens in Portal, so forgive me for the audio listeners, but basically there's like a kind of laser grid gate which you can walk through, but if you walk a cube through it, it dissolves, right? So I thought this was fine. I get it. So the first thing I immediately did, right, because it tells you that you can throw things very early on. You throw like beach balls.
Yeah, you can't throw the cube.
You can chuck stuff.
Yeah, you
first thing I did was like
Yes,
launch that bastard thing over, and see, this is where it kind of split apart from Portal for me. Was Portal would allow you to just lob stuff over the thing, and I was like, you can only lift cubes up at a certain height, which I thought was quite lazy, or like kind of like a shifty way of getting around that problem.
I guess it's also to tell you you've got to solve the puzzle.
No, I know, but they could have put the laser grid all the way up the top.
Yeah, true.
Or you just put a roof on that part of the
Yes,
room or something.
yeah.
There's a number of ways to do that. So
Because-
there's
a bit
other
more
spots
elegant.
where they want to not have you fling things.
In
but
Portal, like
there's-
if there was a hole in a wall, you're like, that hole means something.
Serves
That's
a
the problem
purpose.
with
Yeah.
puzzle games, is that everything means something, and as gamers we're trained to be like, right, that gate for that cube to die is low, which means I've got to get the cube over it, which actually wasn't the solution to the problem.
Anton Chekhov said, if you have a gun on the wall in the first act of a play, somebody needs to fire it before the end of the play.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it is.
You know, it's those rules, it's those things that you've been conditioned to learn as a gamer. It's like when you in a movie, when you don't see somebody die, you like kind of know that they're not dead. So you know, it's that thing. It's like a rule that they broke. I sound like really aggressive, that they broke and they should be banished from video games.
I hate them.
I hate it. But, you know, it wasn't that bad, because then, you know, you pick up the cube and you realise, oh, okay, I can't really pick up the cube higher. But I just thought it was like inappropriately done.
It's unsatisfying.
It's unsatisfying.
We haven't got to blast anything. I didn't in the demo, at least.
No, and look, very early on, you sort of construct this like shooting gallery, and you blast these like balls and stuff, and then you can't blast the cubes
at some point, won't it?
But you can't shoot the cubes. Like, why can't you shoot the cubes? It's so strange. Whereas in Portal, like, if you could think it, you could do it. You know, that's the thing.
And I think part of it is because you have to be able to see the cubes in order to rewind them, but that means that if you could lift the cubes up, in a lot of cases, you just pop them up to where you need to get to them.
Yeah.
And so it's an inelegant way to limit you, you know. Now,
but it doesn't even
I
say
have
like
less of a problem if they had found some way to explain the fact that these cubes are gravity dependent.
That's what I mean. Like, it didn't even say, oh, these cubes are made of fucking lead or whatever.
Very heavy stuff.
It didn't do anything.
The other thing that's kind of like that is you can shoot the cubes back in time from anywhere, but you can only grab them from very close.
Yes,
which was kind of annoying to me. Now, again, these are pretty minor.
I didn't get that wound up about that, because I sort of got the sense that I don't know. I didn't really.
And that's how the gun works, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But hopefully there won't be too many things like that, because by themselves these are minor. But if you put 20 of them in a game, it can easily start to get kind of frustrating.
It stacks up. So I suppose it's pretty good. I think just the price matters with this game.
I agree.
So the name of the game is the Entropy Center.
It's definitely worth looking out for,
and it's coming out on everything.
And the demo is definitely worth playing. It's a good demo.
In about a month's time, it's coming out.
Yeah, it's only a month, and it could be good.
Pretty cool.
It could be a sleeper hit of this year. Who knew? A Portal clone.
Yep.
Right. Next up, what's happening?
Do you want to go, Duke? You want to pick something off your massive list?
I played a game again, Game Pass. I was looking around at what's on it, and I was like, first of all, they have the Disney. I don't remember what it's called. There's a new Disney game, which I don't give a smooth fart about Disney, to be honest. But this is a Disney game that's sort of like Stardew Valley, apparently. And I was like, ooh, I've heard about that. I want to play it, but I really don't want to pay. Apparently, it's going to be free to play when it comes out, but now that it's in early access, they're charging $20. So there's all the reviews on Steam are like, this is fun, but you might as well just wait for the free to play version.
What's the name of the game?
I haven't played it, so it's not even worth looking into.
I don't
Disney
know.
Dreamlight something. Disney Dreamlight something. But I want to play it because look, if Disney made it, they put money.
Oh God,
into
everybody's
it, right?
going mad about that game.
Yeah, they are.
I know what you mean.
Dreamlight
But
Valley.
here's the thing.
Dreamlight
everyone's
Valley.
fucking
That sounds
losing their
correct.
shit over
The
it.
reason people are losing their shit, right, is because you get to hang out with Buzz Lightyear and Mickey Mouse and Wally and all. You get to interact with these characters you love.
I've seen it. People are losing the shit,
especially kids and people who grew up, filleting Disney are gonna go nuts. But as George Carlin once said, "Fuck Mickey Mouse, fuck him in the ass with a big broken stick."
Wow.
Anyway,
it's a bit strong. Just saying.
Well, he said, "How are other countries supposed to take us seriously when we spend valuable news time reporting on the age of imaginary rodent?" Anyway, the point is, I want to play the game, so I'm curious to play it. But that's not the game I'm talking about here. The game that I'm talking about is called Medieval Dynasty. This has been on Steam for a minute, and when I saw it's on Game Pass, I'm like, oh, yes, I can finally try this. And so it's a survival game. Are you excited yet?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Not really.
I can't wait. I can't wait to hear more.
You start by gathering sticks and rocks. Hang on to your seats, people. There's no game like that.
Hey, I'm up. I fell well into Stranded Deep. So
you sure did. I don't think you're gonna fall into this though.
Yeah, I don't think you can.
I don't mind Medieval too much.
Okay, as long as it's not orcs and elves and
yes.
Right, and it doesn't have any of that, so you're in luck there.
Yes.
It is. So the twist is, well, first of all, there's a lot of depth. So you're building stuff, and they show you all the buildings you can build eventually. And instead of just building a little house for yourself, you can build a house for yourself and then build production houses and hunting lodges and recruit people.
Wow, it sounds like another game we played this week.
Yes, it does. Yes.
Right. Except this is first person, so
I can see that.
Here. So that other game is third person, isometric. Anyway, it's very well made. It kind of looks like Skyrim in a way. It's not nearly as exciting as Skyrim, but
it looks
does
better
have
than
visuals
Skyrim.
that are
Like
very
graphically,
similar.
it looks
All right,
better.
now just watch your step.
It does.
Yeah,
it
definitely does.
No, it kind of does.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Anyway,
It's 11
the
years
point
old,
is,
Duke.
Skyrim's
I'm not
an old
slagging
game.
it off.
I know.
I'm just
You are
saying.
slagging it. If you
Indie
say
games
anything
look better
negative
than
ever.
Skyrim now.
Yes.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, the point is, here's the thing. This game, talk about stories that take themselves too seriously. Why does this game need to involve a murder revenge fantasy?
I like that.
Like, what? Why? What is the point of
Why
that?
not? It's different.
Movies aren't stupid. They fill us with romance and hatred and revenge
Different,
fantasy.
man. It's a
Let it
motivation for doing what you're doing.
No, Shadow of War, it made sense, I guess. But in this game, you don't need to hear about, I lost my parents. They were murdered with knives.
Might
to
have
the
done.
throat.
Well, that might have happened.
I'm a guy
shit goes
who's
down,
out on his
man.
own, trying to find his fortune in the world. Let me build a little house. That's fine. That's all the story you need. Does Minecraft have some revenge murder fantasy? No. Does it need it? No. Does Stardew Valley have some murder revenge fantasy? No. Does it need it? No.
Well,
This
it's a
story
different
doesn't
game.
need. For fuck's sake. All right. Well, you're gonna love it, Stu, because it's got.
I think I'm
murder
gonna lie.
revenge
There's a
fantasy.
bit of a murder.
Although
revenge
maybe
story.
there's a way for you to get revenge, but all I know is when
Well, I
it
assume there
starts,
must be if
my
that's the
parents were
story
murdered.
set up.
Wow, some games take themselves too seriously with the story and then they just leave it there and it never comes back. But who
Well, he's
knows?
got a stone axe, man. What do you want?
Yeah.
Obviously,
Oh,
he's
the
gonna use that
trees
to
fall
slit the
over,
throat of the man
Duke.
who killed his
Yeah, the
friend.
trees
The
fall
trees
over.
fall over.
Yes,
I never
they
really
do.
cared about it. I mentioned it once, for God's sake.
But they
Anyway.
fall over,
it
dude.
topples properly and everything. I'm impressed.
Wow.
I actually did get clonked out unconscious when a tree fell on me.
Oh,
I
nice.
like
didn't
the
think it-
fact it doesn't automatically fall to pieces and you have to keep hitting it. I like
Yeah,
it.
I
you
like
do.
it,
That's
yeah.
right, man. It's got some depth to it.
Yeah, that's depth, man.
Yeah, it's fun. At one point, this person is like, "Oh, but I'm a better hunter than you," and so you're like, "All right, let's do this." And you have several days to complete that quest. But I was like, "Screw that! I'm doing it today." And I went hunting. You can kill either 3 deer or 3 boars. And I was, you kind of got to wander all over to figure out which animals are where. And it's annoying because in some games, when you discover where an animal is on the map, it'll put that animal on it, right? Like Far Cry, I think, does that, right? As soon as you realize there's like alligators here, it'll put a little alligator on the map in that spot. Not this game. It'll give you a heads up when you first discover, hey, there's deer nearby. But then after that, it doesn't tell you in the text chat, and it doesn't have anything on the map. You just got to kind of remember where you saw this animal.
Yeah.
You might benefit from drawing a little map of your own. I don't know. The point
That can be
is
done.
that, Yeah, it said that there's deer nearby. I was like, okay, cool. So I started looking around. There were also boar nearby, and I didn't realize. So I was like, all right, I'll attack a boar. Those boars can fuck you up quick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man,
So
boars are fucking lethal.
And you don't start with a bow and arrow. You start with a spear. So I had a spear, and I was like going over to the boar and jabbing it, and then it was like, and it turned to me, and it was like, and then it started attacking me. I was like,
What do you expect it to do,
away.
Duke?
Yeah,
Like,
what do you think? He's like, oh, thanks for that, mate.
good
Yeah,
sir,
yeah,
how dare
man.
you?
Do what you want.
I thought maybe it would take 2 hits, but it took like 6.
Yeah.
So I ran away and I got a safe distance, and then I threw my spear at it, and then I was like, "Oh shit!" As soon as you throw the spear,
It's gone.
I don't have a spear anymore, and you gotta like look really.
That was
carefully
panic. That was
where it
just
landed.
panic, Duke.
Well,
Yeah.
of course it was panic. So I pulled out my axe, and I eventually got him, but he took me down to like half health.
It
And I
sounds
was
awful.
Like, damn.
It sounds
Yeah,
like
it
a
was
horrible
I
hunt.
should have gone after the deer.
Experience.
Yeah. So I eventually got another boar, and then I was at like 10% health, and I was like, well, fuck that. I'm not trying to get the 3rd boar today. I'll just do it tomorrow. But here's the thing. You can't just rest to gain health. You have to like eat herbs and stuff.
Herbs?
And,
What's an
like,
herb?
An herb.
What's an
A
herb?
herb. Sorry, a herb. Anyway, so the point was I didn't have any health, and so I was like, all right, I'll do this other quest where I go to the next village and bring this person's water skin to get it fixed or whatever. And I'm going to the next village, and it's like, you have found the wolf area, you have found the lynx area, you have found the murder death beast area. And I was like, oh crap. And I heard one behind me. I was like, run, the wolves are getting me. It was crazy. So I got to this other place, and she's like, oh yeah, I can fix it. Bring me 4 leathers. There's, wolves nearby. You can just kill some of them. I was like, I have 10 health. If it were in real life, I'd be like bleeding from the eyes. Like, I need to have this fixed.
Yeah, it's not sounding good, that dude.
Well, and also,
Oh,
that was from a boar, and she wants you to
Yeah.
attack a wolf.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm guessing
right.
wolves are harder than
I
boars.
don't
Well,
think-
actually, I think she said like there's lots of wildlife near here.
I
so,
don't think
you know,
she understands the
She
problem.
did not.
Yeah,
She wasn't thinking
I
about.
don't
Maybe she wanted to watch someone die.
She didn't look
Yeah.
at you. That's the problem.
She
She
didn't
didn't look
want-
at you properly.
She didn't want to spend her resources on you. She was like, yeah, go
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
Go in,
Give me some leather.
go in that monster cave. You'll be fine.
Speaking of building things,
Can I just say, Duke, apparently Pillow of Soft said you can change the filters on the map, Duke, for animals.
oh, I did not know that. Thank you. See, this
there
podcast
you
is
go.
finally.
There you go.
Darren Sim says, I'm getting Kingdom Come Deliverance vibes from this game.
Ugh, I hated that game.
Uh,
Because I was no good at Kingdom Come Deliverance. I was very bad at it, but I'm good at this game. So
It's apparently
aside
it's
from
just
being
come to
killed by
PS5
pigs.
as well, so he's thinking of getting it.
Yeah.
Mm.
So here's the thing. Building is fun. I mean, as fun as building can be. I like this thing that it does when you put up a frame for a building. As you can see on the screen, those of you watching, it's got like blue on the thing, the areas that you haven't put any of the resources into. So you put up a wall, you need 1 log and 5 sticks or whatever. Okay. You use the hammer to add resources. Every bang on it puts one of the resources in. So when you only have the 1 log left, it goes from blue to green. So you can just look at a building that you're constructing and instantly tell how much of the building you've added to and what you still need to put in, which is pretty nice. I really like that. Yeah.
Can you say Pillow of Soft also says you can rest and heal in your house?
You can. But, and here's the thing, this is why I had to go to the other village, because you can only rest at night. So I went to my bed with my 10 health to be like, I gotta sleep. And it said you can sleep in 5 hours. And I was like,
fast forward
damn.
time. You don't
No,
wait.
I don't think you can.
Hmm.
So you can wait, but every minute is a second. So I would have to wait like,
Well, is
quite a
it the
few-
game teaching you a lesson not to waste the day?
Yeah, don't get hit by
I
a ball.
guess. I don't need that lesson being
You know what I
taught to
mean?
me.
Just teaching you how
Yes, you
not
might
to
be
play the
dying,
game.
but appreciate the daylight.
Yeah.
Well, do other quests. I should have. Well, here's the thing too, because I was like, I could go fishing, but no, I don't have a fishing rod, and you can't make a fishing net until you've made all these other things and it leveled up your XP. So what I should have done is I should have gathered resources. I should have just gotten logs and sticks and stones and stuff. Because when you use up your stone axe, it just goes away.
Right.
So
What, it breaks?
Yeah.
I thought you didn't like games where weapons and stuff broke.
Take this.
Well, here's the thing. If I can get the same thing instantly, then I'm okay with it. Because, I'm gathering sticks and rocks. I can just make myself a new one. That doesn't happen in Zelda. So you're just constantly...
You can get more weapons.
Oh no.
Yeah,
got
but
loads
it's
of
a different
weapons,
weapon.
though.
You got to try to figure out. Now I'm fighting somebody with a goddamn skeleton's arm.
Yeah. Well.
Anyway, this
it's a good
is
game,
fun.
isn't it? That Zelda. It's a
Oh,
good game.
love that game. Favorite game that year. Amazing.
There was a really cool quest, and spoilers for the start of Medieval Dynasty.
Warning, warning, warning.
I'll be
At one point,
okay,
there's
Duke.
this-
I'll be okay.
I'm sure you'll be okay. You'll find a way to carry on.
Yeah.
Somebody says, like, there is a knight who needs his sword. And then when you go to do the quest, you realize this is this little kid, and you have to give him a stick. And he's like, what? I'm like, you are a knight now. Go and use this sword to protect your community. I was like, that's pretty cute, because it sort of messed
Yeah,
with
apart
your...
from the fact everyone's going to get killed.
Yeah.
Why do you
I
say
don't think
that?
that's going to end well. I'm just saying, if there's a kid with a stick
it's-
pretending to
Yeah,
be
he
a
dies
knight,
the next day in the quest.
protecting his community against real people with swords and shields,
Yeah.
Yes,
he's a
and-
goner.
Yes,
And everyone along with him. Like,
Yes,
don't worry,
and-
Grandma, I'll protect you with my stick. That's a sword.
Here's the thing about this game, though. I kind of want to buy it because I like it.
Wow.
And it seems
Oh,
like
here we
fun.
go.
But here's the thing. Wait, if I buy it on Steam, it's not going to carry over. I have to do all the, day one,
Oh.
day. I did the
Just
whole
a minute,
first
how
season
much
on
is it? How much is it?
It's like $20.
Right, so
25,
what's
I
that?
think,
2
on Steam
months
right
of
now.
Game Pass, I guess, give or
Well,
take.
right. So that exactly. So what I'll probably do is like just keep doing Game Pass.
Oh,
especially 'cause
Game
there's
Pass has
probably other
got you,
things.
man. It's got you
I
now.
don't know. We'll see.
It's
We'll
got
see.
you.
Because it's a cost-benefit analysis.
Oh, yeah, it is.
The last
It's
time
got
I
you.
had it, I never played anything on it. But if I play it for this, yeah, it does make sense to keep it for a couple of months.
You think about things
So-
too much.
Yeah, you definitely do. It's got you, man.
I guess so.
Just
I
like
just,
said, it's got
I
you.
like,
It's got you.
I like giving my money away to large corporations.
But we
Give
don't all
me-
have crazy
my
fat
cash.
cash coming from our.
Give me
Oh,
my
I'm
cash.
horribly in debt, Duke.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Medieval Dynasty, thumbs up. It's a slow game. It's a survival game, gathering, hunting. It's not for everybody, but
No.
it is very satisfying. When I got my first kill with a spear, it was a rabbit, and I was like, because I had chased a bunch and thrown spears everywhere and gotten nowhere, and I was like, this sucks. I'll just wait till I have the bow and arrow. And then I saw another rabbit. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna sneak up close to him, and I threw it, and it was like, ah! And I was like, yes, I killed that rabbit. What? That was very satisfying.
Did he
Yeah.
run?
And of course,
The
when I
rabbit,
did
did he
eventually
run?
kill the other boar, I was like, yeah. So that was satisfying too. You get better at things when you practice them. Who knew?
That is true. That is
Yeah.
totally, totally true.
So it's a thumbs up, Medieval Dynasty. is that
Thumbs
the-
up,
Medieval
man.
Dynasty. And I haven't even gotten to the part
Thumbs up.
where you eventually your character might die, but then you have a kid and they carry on. You play as the kid.
Oh,
I
really?
like it. That's good. I
Yeah,
like
that's why it's
that.
called Dynasty,
Generations.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
liking that
generations.
idea. That's good.
Yeah.
So one of the things you got to do is like find a wife and impregnate her and like get it going.
Wow,
with
you
the
make it
kids.
sound so romantic.
Well, that's the way it was back in the medieval era, wasn't
Just
it?
find a
You don't
wife
think people
and
fell
stick
in
a
love?
willy in
No.
her and it's
We
all
got to
good
combine our
and, you know,
farms.
Pops a baby out.
If
and
this,
there
if
you
we was
go.
in medieval
Exactly.
times, we'd be like dead. Like,
Yeah, we would. What are we gonna? Come to the town center and hear us speak
There was
about the jousting
courting still.
competition.
They didn't just go sticking the willies in anything willy-nilly.
yeah, but
Yeah,
like,
I
but
like
like,
that sounded.
I'm
Was it?
37. I'd be considered an old man in medieval times.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They'd be like, cut this one loose. What are we gonna do about his?
Yeah, he's
heart?
got smallpox or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that
This
you're
guy's gonna
enjoying.
teach our children? No, I don't think so.
I'm glad that you're enjoying this terrible game, Duke. I'm happy for you.
Yes, it's a
Happy for you.
fun game.
I don't think it's for
What's
me.
next?
I know. I don't mind.
Yeah,
no,
apparently,
I'm
Duke.
sure it's
Darren said it's game over if you don't get a kid.
Well,
Oh,
sure.
right,
It
yeah.
was when I
Yeah.
died. I had that 10 health. I went looking for leather, and then I got done, and it was like, okay, game over.
Yeah.
And I was like, and you can save from your last save.
No, if you
which-
just literally don't have a kid, it's game over, I guess.
Well,
I
yeah,
would imagine-
because if
Yeah,
you
make sure you
die
get a
have to
kid.
with
die
no
for
kid,
something.
then
Yeah, you start
Right.
again from scratch, man. Get yourself
Well,
a
no,
kid.
that's not what happened to me. When I died, when I played the game,
Yeah.
Stu's always going to be an authority about.
Hey,
here's
it's
something,
Darren
and
who's
here's the
wrong.
way it
Don't
is.
shout at me. I'm just telling you what Darren said.
Well, I
He's
think we know
always
whether Darren
wrong.
is right or wrong.
Oh, yeah.
don't
Is
we?
he wrong? Are you saying Darren's wrong again?
yeah.
Apparently. Anyway, the point is, when I died, I opened up my save, so
There you
it's
are.
fine.
Okay.
It
Right,
wasn't
let's talk
game
about one
over,
of these
start
other
from scratch.
games.
Yeah,
Uh,
Stu. you wanna
Well,
choose
shall we?
one, or
Shall
you
we
wanna about a
talk?
game
I've
we
got.
haven't played?
Can I just talk?
Or should
I'll
we talk
talk
about a
little
game we
bit-
all played and then go
Well,
back?
no. I'll talk a little bit about Deathloop. Get out of the way.
Go on then. Go on
And
then.
then that's
play
all
any
of
more of
all
this?
of the single games gone.
Go on then.
So Deathloop, I've played quite a lot more of this week.
Oh, have you really?
I've killed my first visionary.
Ooh,
So
there's like
Visionaries-
7 of them, is that right?
Visionaries are sort of like
think
your
there is.
assassin hits, aren't they, in the game?
It's
You've
a-
got to
it's a
kill them
boss.
bastards. So I killed Wenji, right? Which is this scientist woman.
Yes.
But so basically, her special skill is she can create clones of herself.
Ooh.
So you've got to kill 10 of her. So you've got to kill all 10 of them.
Okay.
So there's a lot of Wendy's
So
to kill.
all these hits have special skills. Then is that the
Yes,
gist of
they
it?
all have. Not she's the only one who doesn't have a slab though. So I didn't get any mega special skills
A
because
slab
the next
is
one,
like kind of like a
special power.
upgrade thing
Yeah.
that you get when you kill.
So the next one you kill gives you the blink ability, which was obviously in their earlier games and
Dishonored.
such like. In Dishonored, yeah. So you get the blink ability, which will make
Nice.
a huge difference. I would have thought.
Yeah. best thing in the
So
game.
yeah, so but what I did get off her was that I got like this time thing that allows me to keep my weapons. So when the loop begins again the previous day, you've got some of the weapons that you had when you died.
Okay.
All right.
Which is good, which is useful because obviously it's a bit of a pain having to keep collecting weapons all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of stealthing around, taking them all out one by one. Did get spotted a couple of times, but then you've got to hide and not get seen. And yeah, it's good. I really like this game.
Yeah.
I really, really like it. And they've just confirmed, by the way, that it is in the Dishonored universe.
Yeah,
So
that makes
it's
sense.
set in the same universe as Dishonored.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I love it. I love the art style. I love the gameplay loop. I mean, that sounds a bit like a pun. And I've been to some of the other, like I'm in free roam now, so you can. There's missions to do in different districts, you know, to take out them. But there's also little side missions to do as well, which is kind of cool. And yeah, it's getting cool. It's getting cooler. As I
I've
go
not
along.
thought about this game once.
Have you
since I've
not?
played it, no.
I'm shocked. I really thought you'd like this. I
did like it when I was playing it. I just forgot that I was playing it.
That is funny.
Yeah.
But I've not because I really, really like it.
Yes. Good.
And I think it's just I'm not a massive into stealth, but it is satisfying when you pull it off. Do you know what I mean? When you get somewhere and no one's seen you.
Well, the trick is, I suppose, with these games is that you can pull off stealth, but you're not massively punished for failing. And that's...
You can be. You can be punished very quickly as it goes.
I felt very much punished when I did.
Yeah, you can be. If you make a mistake in the wrong place and there's loads of people around, you're not going to last very long. Do you know what I mean? You've got to try and hide very quickly and not get seen. But yeah, I mean, it's become very Dark Souls-ish as well now.
Right.
So you can collect, you know, anything that was glowy. You know,
Yes.
like glowy tires and glowy buckets.
Yeah, that
or
wasn't
whatever it
really
may be.
explained when I was playing.
No, so basically, when you kill the first visionary and get this retain your weapons thing, you also get the ability to salvage whatever's causing that. So it's like some sort of, I don't know, nectar. I want to call
Energy.
it. Energy, whatever it is. So you salvage that as you go around. Some of the enemies do that. And you
Cosmic
can
Spunk.
Cosmic Spunk. We'll go with that. So yeah, you've got to.
Can we name the show Cosmic Spunk? Is that?
I think we probably wouldn't get away with that.
Something about Satan, I think. How about Satan's spunk?
Yeah, that would be even probably worse. Satan's podcast. We'll go with that. I don't know. Satan's something. I'll think of something. Anyway,
Satan's jizz.
Satan's, I definitely don't think we get away with that as well.
That'd be fine.
Yeah,
We
Satan's,
say that it's not
what
for
about,
kids at the start of the show. I don't
Satan's
think I did that
jazz.
this week.
What about Satan's baby maker?
Satan's wand.
Anyway.
Ejaculation.
Penis.
Yeah.
Go on.
Rectum.
So anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, you collect all this stuff, and then that allows you to level up your weapons, level up your abilities.
Yes.
But if you get killed, you have to get back to your body to retrieve all the stuff you'd already collected. So it's
God.
very Dark Souls-ish. It doesn't spin you back too far, though.
No.
So it's not like as hard as Dark Souls. And the enemies you've already killed don't suddenly reappear.
Yes.
So it spins you back and everything's as it was when you died. So it's not as punishing. It's got that sort of style there, but it's not as difficult in that
Do you
respect.
think this game came about because they said, oh, you know that Dishonored game that we got, can we do that but Dark Souls spin? Is that basically this game?
Yes,
Guns,
that's this
more
game.
guns.
Yeah.
But with more stealth. Because obviously Dark Souls isn't really a stealth game.
Dan in the chat
yeah.
says we could get away with the name Satan's Sea Men.
Yeah, I reckon we could get away with that.
Yeah. We could do that.
Yeah, I think I'll do that.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Darren. You're right.
Dan. No, Dan. Not Darren. Dan.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
Darren Sims.
Oh, no. Darren said it in.
You're
Look
wrong,
at that.
Chinny. It's Darren.
Darren
It's
and
Darren.
Hardly Dan said it at the same time. One on
Really?
Twitch, one on YouTube.
Oh, I was looking on YouTube. How weird.
Dude.
Ah.
It turns
Yeah,
out.
Darren, Dan, you're right.
Yeah,
Okay,
Darren and
maybe
Dan.
it's
are
I was
the same
thinking
person.
about not streaming on Twitch anymore. I
The
don't-
double D's are right.
Well, why would you do that? Dan needs us there.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think this game is really, really well done. And I totally agree. I think they went right. We want to do like a
Let's just do Dark
sort of
Souls.
Dark Souls-ish spin
Yeah.
on the the Dishonored universe. How can we do that?
And then they
And
wrote
it
a
is-
story around it.
It's
basically.
remarkably different as well. So it has got those similar features, but it is totally different in setting.
It is like a
combat.
Dishonored
and-
Dark Souls
Yeah.
game. Yeah.
I think it's good though. I'm really impressed with it.
Yeah, it's fine.
I really, really like it.
I just don't like enemies coming back.
Yeah, there's none of that in this, and apart from when you go again, but they're always
Well, so
different.
there is.
Yeah, no. When you go to the same area, there's usually more the next time, so it becomes more difficult.
Well,
each
that's
time you
even
go.
worse.
Yeah, so it makes it more slimy.
I
But that's
like-
the gameplay.
It doesn't
bit.
happen, but
if
when
you
it does, it's
die,
worse
you
than
know
you
you get
remember.
revived twice. If you die, they don't all suddenly reappear. Whatever you've killed to that point stays dead.
I
So
wasn't
when you're going
massively
through
keen
that
on it because
area-
Dark Souls has influenced everything in the last.
Yeah, I
7
think they've
years.
taken the better bits of Dark Souls and not taken the ones that are
Like
too.
I didn't like that about the Star Wars: The Last Jedi or whatever it was.
Yeah, that
Like,
did that.
that was a Dark Souls inspired
Yeah.
type game, and I sort of tolerated it, but I still didn't like it.
Yeah, I finished it. I think this is different enough not to be that frustrating.
Yeah.
Because, like I say, it's more when you revisit to do something else in that area, and the number of enemies is dictated by the time of day you're there as well. So different events happen at different times of the day. So you might go in an afternoon and they've got some sort of live event going on, so there's loads of them around. But if you go in the morning, they haven't, so there's less people there. So it is kind of dictated by what time of day you go to do stuff.
Yeah.
And certain visionaries will only be in the district at certain times of the day for you to try and kill them. I like it. I think it's very clever. Very, very clever.
Yeah.
Good game.
I'm not sure if I'm going to play it. I don't know.
Well, I would definitely give it another go because I think ultimately this is the sort of game you'd like.
You like making decisions for me then, Stu?
No, I'm just saying. I
Telling me
you
what to
liked it when
do
you
now,
played
Alicia.
it. I think if you gave it a bit more of a chance,
Give
I
it a
think you're gonna
chance.
play
you'd
it.
like it.
She's a lovely
Let's
girl.
the
Give
movies
her a
and play it.
chance. Yeah.
Just play it.
Just play it.
Just play
Okay.
it.
Play it. Everyone should
Well,
play it.
there you go. Definitely.
All right, Chinny, you get to choose. What are we talking about next?
Go, Chitty.
Well, he's only got one on the list that we haven't talked about, so I guess it's.
Sorry, I was
that's-
blowing my
So he's
nose.
got
I was
two.
blowing my
Oh,
nose.
his nose.
He's got two.
Does he?
Yeah, I've
Oh,
not
yeah,
played
sorry.
one of them.
Right.
Should we talk
Right,
about
Jenny,
potion?
Yeah, you
on-
two do
Ah,
that
you
one.
wanted to
I'll
choose the
give-
one
I'll try and-
Stu can't talk about.
I'll try and play this for next week, so I will give it a
Okay.
give my opinion.
Potion.
Why
Have you
should
s-
I play it? There you go.
So
Well,
this.
we'll
Let me
tell you if you let us
explain.
talk about it.
Let me explain what it is, because I don't
Oh,
think
okay.
you're ready for it.
Really?
Because I was like, I looked at the preview of this game, and I saw like you're managing a shop and you're selling potions.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, cool.
And I was like, fuck this. I might not even download it, right? I'm not going to bother. And then I started the game up and I was immediately impressed with the animation and the graphics.
The animations are very, very sophisticated.
Very cool. There's
It
like
does not
three
look like an
different
indie
styles.
game.
Like there's about 3 different styles. There's like a loading screen version of the main character you play as. I forgot her name. Some
Hot chick with pink hair.
Wow,
Yeah.
this is releasing soon as well, and it says October 17th on
Yeah.
the.
Yeah. it's
So
coming
you,
up.
Okay.
you play this woman and she's just inherited this potion shop in like a kind of RPG type game, right? And then you've got like this fully 3D rendered, like very Pixar like animated version. None of it's voice acted, which pisses me off, but it's fine. And then you've got this owl who sort of knows how to do stuff, and you basically have to brew potions with ingredients, like brew ingredients to make potions, sell the potions, and this is the bit that I wasn't expecting. Stu, you ready for this shit?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for this shit.
it's the way you sell the potions is a card battler.
Okay, you've got me a little bit. I'm kind of interested now.
Because I love Monster Train.
You do?
So as soon as, because it was brewing the potions, and I was like, okay, all right, I'm just gonna like sell them. Like, I'm not sure. And then you start haggling, because you have to haggle with the cards, and it's like reel them in, and like raise the price up, enthusiastic, and you're like, oh shit, this is like a fucking card battling game, which I quite like. And the
that's
level
when I said, fuck this shit.
The level of polish and because he breaks up the game as well, because you have to visit some of the people that visit your shop, you visit their shop, and then you can get by giving them gifts or like listening to them talk, you get more cards for your deck.
And you can get them into bed, I
think you can.
Oh yeah, I think I saw this when I downloaded it, because I haven't played it, but it said it's a romance simulator or something as well.
I think there's a bit of boinking.
I
think there's a bit of boinking. And you have to put the potions on your shelf, and then depending on what shelf you put it on, it could, like, if you put it on a more fancy shelf, it can sell the potions more.
Which is weird, to be honest, because the people come in and they just go right to the counter, and it's like, wait a minute, I thought.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's shells and shit.
It's a video game about potions and magic. Like, what do you
it's
want?
a video game. Just get over it.
Needs to be logically consistent.
So, I went in, I judged the game by a cover, and I was like, this looks dumb. No way. But I actually really liked it. And
I went in judging it by the cover, and I was ready for it, and I played it, and I was like, I don't like all this card shit, but I liked everything else about it. So, yeah,
I thought it was great. I thought it was really, really good. I thought it was.
First of all, the fact that it has exactly the same story as Stardew Valley is a little bit much, because it was like, oh, your uncle left you this will. It's landed his will, and this is now, like,
you said you didn't give a shit about stories. What's the matter with you now?
I don't remember ever saying I don't give a shit about stories.
You
I remember saying,
did. You said that gun bloody Brella would be better if it didn't even have a story.
Yeah, that doesn't mean I don't give a shit about stories. It means that
I'm just saying. Yeah. Contradictory, if you ask me.
We're gonna move on.
I got some more things to say about the potion game.
Stop it.
I can say
Stu, shut up. You didn't even play it. Just go over there.
And when does that ever stop, Stu?
Yeah, when does it stop?
I wrote stupid card combat for haggling.
Yeah.
The characters are interesting.
Oh, look at it.
Stu.
There's decent haggling. There's decent writing. The hot potion maker in the city hooks up with hot elf carpenter in the woods. It's a bit ridiculous, but on the other hand, it's kind of cute that they're flirting and this and that. LGBTQ is just sort of given from the go. In fact, I only remember seeing one dude in the whole thing, so it feels like it's meant to be a whole bunch of chicks being witches together. There are lots of loading screens, which I found a little odd. Every time you move to a different spot, every time it's a different day, there's a loading screen, and it's not too bad. They're not long loading screens, but it was a little jarring to have loading screen after loading screen. Chinny is talking to Tara, I think.
Yes, she said, "Do you want a cup of tea?" So I was like, "Yeah."
Oh, lovely, a cup of tea.
Yeah. Apparently, this was made by, or published at least by the same company as published the Weiss series, YS, however you say those. Yeah. It's
I do know what they are.
Yeah. So this is coming from I don't know if it's the same studio, but certainly it's got some
pedigree,
gravitas, some pedigree. Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's not going to be for everybody. I don't think the gameplay is really for me with the card stuff, but I liked other parts of it. I just thought, and I would prefer that it was just about like make the potions, sell the potions, get better.
See, that's where you and I differ, Dick, because I was like, if this is just about selling shit,
making potions,
like, I am out. Especially the aesthetic as well. Now, as we know, I don't like hawks and elves.
It does look pretty slick, though, I have to say.
No, but like I don't like elves and wizards and shit like that.
No.
But the amount,
elves and wizards.
It looks like a fucking Pixar movie. It's very close to a Pixar movie style. And like this one customer has a fucking tree for an arm, right? I'm not really into this kind of stuff. But as soon as I saw those cards pop up, I was like, here we fucking go. I am.
And obviously it'll be a deck builder, I'm assuming. So you get more cards as you go along.
So as you flirt and boink other, fucking walruses or whatever you're doing.
There is a walrus character.
There is a walrus character,
making
I
that
assume that you get like a card for it, boinking a walrus. So it's it's funny, isn't it, dude? Because like the very mechanic that you was like, oh no, I was like,
Yeah,
yes.
right.
So
Oh sure, horses for courses.
horses, of course. Yeah, I really liked it. It did actually get me, and I suppose Monster Train is a game that kind of caught me off guard as well because I don't really like those types of games. So here's
well,
the
you
walrus.
say you don't, but now there's 2 games that you
Yeah,
love.
yeah.
So I guess you do love them.
Like, this is why you've got to keep an
realize
open
it's-
mind. I don't really like roguelike games.
Here's
You
a
know,
question.
Monster Train is a roguelike. So.
You know the walrus character that's just
Yeah,
walked in?
the sexy walrus, yeah.
Why has he got a nipple on the outside of his clothes?
Why
it looks
not?
like?
He's not. That's his top. He's got his top off.
Oh, right, I get you. So he has no top on. That blue stuff is his top, and
He's got a kind of
nipples
like
are
a
out. Nipples out
collar.
and proud.
Yeah. He's just
I
fucking
see.
walking around.
He's not dressed, is what you're saying.
He's not Dre. He's got some sort
Well,
of
he's
collar.
dressed for
Ah.
a walrus. I mean, walruses don't wear a lot of clothing. Man.
No, they just go nipples out. Who
That is
cares?
the most
Remember.
attractive walrus I've ever seen. Do you know what I mean?
I
Yeah.
wanted
Like,
to bone him.
it's one hell of a
Yeah.
walrus. So
See those- see
Sylvia.
your other tusk.
Yeah. So it's a thumbs up from me. Again,
Wow.
it will
Well, that's two.
depend
Two
on
The
the
question
thumbs
is, will you buy it full price if it's 20 quid? Would you wait for a sale? Would you play it on Game Pass? Would you pass?
if it's £20, I'd probably wait.
Okay. What about
which-
15? About 15.
Ooh, thank you,
15 would
Tara.
15 be the...
She's got me too. She just stuck on me.
I thought you were pondering
then
them
blew
when
a
you made
kiss.
that noise.
Tara, stop distracting Chinny. He needs
yeah,
to focus
stop
on
it.
the show.
So,
Yeah, he does.
So beautiful
15.
and kind.
I
15,
think-
would that be a tipping point?
I think I could get it for 15.
Okay.
I think I'll get it
Wow.
for 15.
You changed, man. You used to not be into card games.
I mean, I won't.
know.
I won't.
What's next, Gwent?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So we played a
Um,
lot of that.
so
didn't we?
anyway-
No, we didn't. No, not Gwen. What did we play loads
I
of?
didn't play Gwent.
No, what was that card battler that everybody played for about a year?
Hearthstone.
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 Yeah.
God, we played loads of that.
So, potion. How do you say it? Potionomics.
Potionomics, yeah, sounds about right.
He's all right.
Good, I'll give it a go then for next week.
Yeah. Oh, and also what you get as well is like there's not the witch on the screen now, but there's this other witch that comes in, and she's kind of like a.
I am your competition.
Yeah, competition sexy witch,
Oh,
and she
ooh.
comes in and she.
There's
with a-
clearly some tension there. They want,
Yeah,
They
yeah.
want to get down.
Kicks your ass.
Yeah. And you can
Cool.
do your shop up and all that
If
sort
you're
of
into
shit.
that, yeah.
So I'm not really into these types of games, but this one got me. So Potionomics,
Yeah.
well done. You've
Very
got somebody
good.
who
Not
usually
bad.
thinks these games are shit. So, bam.
Yeah.
Okay, then we've got one more game, which is Mana
One more.
Lords.
This is crazy, right, people? Like, we're not usually we don't ever play the same game. This
It's
is
No, we don't.
crazy.
like
Freaking
10 of the
loads
It
same.
of
almost makes for a better show, doesn't it? Do you know
No,
what
no,
I
no.
mean?
Maybe it does.
Does it
Maybe
though?
If
it
we-
does. Discussion.
If we
Discussion,
actually like
people.
put some effort into the show, like it almost
Yeah,
makes
so
the show
Steam
better.
needs to have interesting demos every week then.
Yeah.
I don't, or maybe there's a subscription game service
So,
that we could
I'm
all
gonna-
just play games. I don't.
Yeah, I'm going to start straight off from the
All right,
top.
we're all going to
This-
play the Disney game then for
So
next
the-
week? Is that what it is?
This is not my type of
So
game. can I just
explain what
say?
it is, Stu.
It is a fucking people city building sim thing.
Manor Lords. Yes.
Manor, but set in medieval times. So you got
Yes.
to build.
By the way, MANOR,
city
not
or-
MMANNER. It's not like, oh, hold your fork with the left hand.
No, it's manor as in a house.
Yeah.
Yeah, a
It would be
manor
boring
house.
game
or
if
a-
it was
yeah.
like, use your
Uh,
saddle's fork.
I'll be honest with you. When I very first, right, I'm going to tell you how it went. Right, when I very first
Tell us how
started
it went,
playing,
man. Just keep it
I'm
real.
like,
Go.
I have no fucking idea. There's stuff all over the screen. I don't know
Yeah.
what any of this is. Obviously,
It
because
does
it's
have
not.
a little tutorial to be fair, so that's
Yeah. It's not set up for Steam Deck, so I had to mess around going in and changing all the settings. So,
So
it's
you're
like
the
a mouse
problem.
and-
Or you could have just
a
played it on
mouse and
PC.
trackpad, which was fine. No, I mean it literally took me. This is a great thing about Steam Deck. I could just go in.
Not an advert
control
for Steam
keys,
Deck. We've done that show.
Mouse and trackpad, job done.
Is it an advert for
Right,
cocaine,
so-
though? 'Cause when you're coked up, you can
Cocaine.com.
easily do this.
Yeah.
Cocaine.com. So once I'd done that, it was sort of fine. And then it's like, oh, you need to build some fucking house thing for hunting and
Yes.
hunting.
But you know,
camp.
right? You can build a hunting lodge, but when it comes time to build houses, you're building plots. Which
Yeah,
is
Yes.
weird. That's a
verbiages.
very unusual thing to do
Verbiage.
in this kind of.
Now,
Yeah.
what's interesting now?
That's,
This
they
is
do
where
that
I
in
get-
City Skylines, though, Duke. So.
Yeah, this is
Right.
where it came unstuck for me, Duke. So
Okay.
I felt like I was doing right, and I were assigning people to the hunting lodge and assigning people to log in and assigning people to wood chopping, and then I did some market stalls, and I did the first winter, so I did play quite a while. You know, went through all the first.
Wow, I didn't make it to the first winter. Good
yeah,
on
I
you.
did all the first. Well, I fast forwarded time, so stuff would get done quicker.
Yeah, well, I did that too.
But I got through the first winter. And I was back into the the spring again, and I had something like 9 families living there, or 10 families.
Damn,
you did better than me.
But
Yeah, really.
I couldn't figure out how to assign all the other families to doing
Yeah.
other stuff. So
right. I think it
was like, I could
assumes you
click on
played
the
Banished,
person.
which has the same mechanic.
Never played Banished, but
Right.
I could click on a person, and then I would click on like the other person, like to see if I could.
Don't you
and it
click
was-
on the thing and then add it? Like
Yeah,
you click
but
on the
like,
house.
I think
But
you're
if
supposed to
they're
click on
already
the
assigned
list of
elsewhere, it just
families or the
spins.
buildings.
So they don't
and then
actually
you can
go
see.
there. And even when
Right.
I took them away from, but there was loads of people who seemed to have assigned to doing stuff, but
Right.
I hadn't assigned them to that task. So it'd be like
Right.
carrying wood or
Yeah.
dragging because I had 2.
Well, that's the
camps.
nice thing is that if they're not assigned to a building, then they are doing things. They're just not doing what you want them to do.
Yeah, exactly. And I couldn't figure out how to stop them doing what they were doing and doing what I actually wanted them to do. And that's where I found it a bit annoying because I'm like, I want them to do other stuff for me because I
Right.
need them to do this other shit because I want them to. Because then I got an ale house and I built an ale house and a church. And then I built like the granary and the brewing.
Oh my god,
thing.
you got so much further than I did.
I did loads, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, but I can't figure out how to get them to start brewing ale because I've got my granary and I've got stuff, and I need to obviously build a farm. So I started building a farm.
Well, that's the thing is, right, it's very easy to build too many buildings in a game like this because if you don't have enough people, then
But
you
then,
can't.
yeah, I kept building burbages or whatever they're called to get more people into the town. But then it's how
Right.
the fuck do I assign them to
Right.
do the? Because I have 10
if
families,
you
so I have
want to know,
like
I can
plenty
tell
of
you, but
59
Yeah.
people.
Right.
Tell us,
So
Duke.
there's basically there's a screen, there's one window you can pull up that has all the jobs listed on it, and it'll have at the top. I presumably I haven't played this long enough to really figure out if this is how it works, but it's how it worked in Banished, and I think it's how it works here too. Anybody who's unassigned will just be carrying stuff around and whatnot. But you should have a certain number. It might say like 3 unassigned at the top of that, and then you can go for each of the buildings and you can say, okay, this can have 3 people in it. I'm going to put 2 or 1 in it, and then there will be unassigned people, and then you can reassign them to the other jobs and the other buildings. And so that's a way to.
The other problem I had with it was when I was playing it, there didn't seem to be any way to save it. The save thing was blanked out. And I'm
There's
like, well,
no
I don't
save
want
on the demo. That's frustrating.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Yeah.
because all the other demos we played today all had a save on them. So I could stop playing it, play something else, still come back and play where I was up to in the demo.
Very frustrating.
And that's
this is clearly in a
frustrating.
this is in a very
reason
rough
for it.
state.
I mean, he says
Right.
that at the
Takes some
start.
Banished.
He says that he does say that at the start with a message saying like, you can't save. It's still fucked. You know.
Yeah.
blah,
Yeah,
blah, blah.
but how annoying is that when you've spent maybe? Because I'll be honest, I played it for probably a good hour or 2.
Yeah.
And I don't usually like these types of games, but it was kind of interesting watching it, especially when winter comes and everything starts to get covered in snow and stuff. It is
Why
quite
did
cool.
my game seemed to stop really early on? Like, why did it stop?
I don't know. I just kept
It
building
sounds like
stuff.
you
stopped.
But they give
My
you more
game
tasks
just
to do.
stopped and
I
said
thought
like
you quit.
no, like it stopped. It said like you can't play anymore. End of demo.
Really?
No, I had none of that. No, I just
got
played
bored.
it for ages.
Huh.
And I was
weird.
building all sorts of stuff going on.
I don't know why.
Weird.
Maybe your
Maybe the
PC
Steam
ran
Deck
memory or something?
circumnavigated the time limit. Who knows?
No, it like came up going, "Thanks for playing, dickhead.
No,
Oh,
I
wow.
didn't. No, I
That's
didn't get any of that. No, I just played and
Huh.
played and played it.
Thanks for playing,
I were
knob job."
building-
Yeah.
I had
You
2.
suck.
By the time I finished, I had 2 hunting camps, 2 foraging camps, church, brewery.
One of the things this
Granary,
game does well, rather than just
storage.
having Stu list all the things he built,
loads of stuff.
there are roads, and they have this kind of snapping mechanic, which is really nice because in most
Yeah.
of these games you can make roads in straight lines and that's it. So you end up with this grid city, which is fine. But it's more interesting when it does like this because it'll curve the roads around and then you can snap buildings to the
It looks
roads.
organic.
Yeah,
It does look organic. It
It
looks
looks
much
great,
more
by the
like
way.
a
I
real
didn't mention that.
town,
It does
a real
look great.
Darren Sim in the
graphics
chat
are really
says,
good.
"I think I'm buzzing for this game. Graphics look great too."
It does.
Yeah.
It does look great.
If you like,
when
if
you
you like
zoom
Banished,
right in, it's amazing.
Yeah. And did you try visit mode, Stu?
No, but I followed people around. That was kind of fun.
Why did you
Yeah,
two play this
because-
game way longer than I did? Like,
I don't
I
know.
didn't play it that long. I don't think I got as far as you did, Chinny, but I did play visit mode, which is where basically you become a character. Like you are the manor. You're the manor. Like you're the person
The
in charge
man.
of this area.
Like
you're
the Lord
man,
of the
exactly.
Manor.
There you go. You're the Lord. That's the other word in the title. Duh. And you can walk around as that person. And when you start it up, it says this is very, very preliminary, which I tested by saying, I wonder if I could walk through walls. Yep, you can walk right through walls. You just wander
Nice.
wherever you want.
Look, you can check on whatever shit's going on in them houses.
Exactly. Oh, they're making a baby. So that's interesting. And the fact that eventually you have like real-time battles with like other
Yeah, the map's
fiefdoms.
enormous, by the way, we should say.
Yeah.
The map's enormous, and there's, again, it's hard to really judge a game like this unless you play it for like 20 hours because you don't have any idea how much is in it. And they all tend to be very similar when you start. Like, okay, get a forester to plant more trees, get a woodcutter to cut down wood. But where does it go from there? And that's hard to assess at first.
I would say for me, right, and I don't normally play these, it's a half thumbs up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's halfway there because I kind of played it for longer than I ever thought I would. So I'm guessing that's kind of a good sign.
Back in the day, there was a game called, I can't think of what it was. No, it wasn't Conquest. Stronghold. That was it. It was a classic. It was kind of like this, but much more rudimentary. And that game was very interesting because you would do the very basic stuff of having your people build like houses from mud and shit. And then eventually you'd end up with these, stone fortresses with portcullis, iron gates and all that. But they jumped over the time required to move from the one to the other. I think a demo for a game like this would be very smart to let you play some of the very basic stuff where you're getting the town started, and then fast forward 5 years so that you have a whole bunch of stuff going on, and then they say, okay, now build your army. And then
this is what it gets to. Yeah.
This is what it gets to, because I'd be really interested to know how good that RTS.
You listening, man, or Lord Devs? Come on.
Well, his name's Greg, isn't he? The guy that's making it.
Come on, Greg, do what we tell you to do.
Greg.
I liked it though. It's not my thing, but I liked it.
I thought it was cute. I'll play it, if it's not too expensive.
It's going to be your kind of game, dude, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, the reason why I was
I just got Patron, and I've been playing that a little bit because I played this, and then I got tired, or at the demo, I don't know what happened. I couldn't save. That's why I'm like, I'm not going back to this if I can't save. So I was like, I'll start Patron up again. And Patron isn't nearly as engaging and interesting as this. So I was like, oh man, I feel let down now.
They even have little phrases when you click on a man. They're like, oh, got to start the work again today.
Come on, guys.
Let's move.
Come on, time to work.
The reason why I'm so miffed that the game ended is because I was fucking loving this game.
Wow.
I was loving it.
Yeah, I guess this is in your wheelhouse too.
I absolutely loved it. I was like, oh my god. At first, I was a little bit overwhelmed, I admit. And I
it does
21
until you see the list of tasks to do at the time, and you're like, all right, okay, I know what to do.
And then the game goes,
seriously, Chinny, I wonder if you would like Banished. I think you should give it a try.
Maybe. But the game was like, everybody's dying of starvation. I was like, oh shit. And then I actually read things, which I don't like to do.
Maybe that's why your game ended early, if they all died of starvation.
No, I don't think they all died, because I did work it out eventually. Maybe they did. I don't know.
Maybe they died.
But I was good. I was good that the game was ending. I was like, oh man, look, this game. This game was good because it made me want to play City Skylines immediately. Because I was like, oh, I want to play something like this. So I am definitely
You're looking for this.
Definitely going to get this.
Wow.
Definitely.
That's kind of impressive.
GamesRadar.com, by the way, says this is the most wish-listed game in Steam Next Fest.
Oh, I'll get it wish-listed, Chinny, and you'll find out when it's coming.
What we're learning here, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm right.
You're right.
What we're learning here is that Chinny has changed as a gamer. He's no longer interested in AAA shooters where you take out people by murdering them and blowing up whole cities. Now he wants to build cities and play cards so he can sell his potions.
No, it just means that my opinion is the correct one out of the three of us.
Correct.
Because I said I'm all in on this game, and it's the most wishlist game, which means I'm correct.
Okay. You must be correct. Right, let's talk about some news. There is news this week. Lots of news.
We talked about the Mario trailer. It's the end of it.
That's all their news.
No, there is
Putting news first.
Somebody super quick. PlayStation won't bring first-party titles to PC for at least a year. So there's been a spate of stuff like Horizon Zero Dawn has come to God of War.
So what is that news? Like they wait a year and then they bring.
So it's got to be on PlayStation at least a year before it comes to PC, which is fine.
I guess
You
so.
know, I
think-
can wait for, God of War Ragnarok. I can play it on PS4, but I ain't paying that.
He's got a War 2018 on PC.
Yes.
It is.
Yeah, so that's available.
His Days
Yeah.
Gone on PC.
Yes. Horizon Zero
Death-
Dawn's
Death
also on
Stranding-
Spider-Man's on Steam too, but I haven't gotten it.
Death Stranding's on PC, yeah.
That's, yeah. Because they like money.
Of course they do. They've realised this is another
So-
revenue stream.
You know, it's fine.
Another revenue stream. Talking of money, so do the Dead Space developers because they want 70 quid
70
for the console
bars.
remake.
Yeah, I heard. I saw a lot of.
No, fuck it. You can fuck off. I ain't paying full price for a game I've already played once.
Yeah.
No,
You don't really
fucking
love it,
way, no
Stuart.
how.
But now it's
I
pretty.
love it, but I don't love it that much.
But now he talks.
I know. Fuck them. I get this.
Is that really what people were waiting for, though?
Oh,
you
fucking
talk?
70 quid.
Yeah.
I'm like,
crazy.
piss right off. Right? And
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. They can fuck off, right? Because
All right, Stu, you tell him.
Resident Evil 2 remake and Resident Evil 3 remake, how much were they, Ginny? At launch?
There wasn't full price, was there?
They were about 25 quid each,
Yeah.
which is fucking fine because you're paying half the price for a game
And they
you've
were
already played.
great.
And they were complete remakes. They weren't no fucking just fancy up the graphics a bit. They were
Yeah.
remade.
They
from-
were more.
So these lot, who've done
remakes
the
than
exact
these.
same thing, can fuck right off. Just
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah, that's expensive.
It's a lot of money. It's ridiculous. There is no. It's still 50 quid on the PC.
Would you
I'd buy this in
justify
a
it?
sale for maybe 20 quid.
Could you justify it if somebody hadn't played the original game?
I don't think I've even justified it that because you can play the old ones on Game Pass for free.
Yeah, but nobody's gonna play the older one.
Look,
this comes out.
Dead Space 2 I played recently. It holds up perfectly well on the console. Looks fine.
What I'm thinking they're counting on is that everybody's constantly talking about how great this game is, and
It
so
was a great
new
game, but it's not
gamers-
worth 70 quid. Great.
I can finish my thought if you would like. Everyone's always talking about how great the game is, and so new gamers who haven't played it, when they see the option, okay, I can play the old one with slightly less awesome graphics, or I can pay this money for a new one. Kids today, they'll buy clothing on Fortnite for $300. They'll shell out the money, I think, for this new shiny version.
I get you, but I don't care what they say. This is not worth 70 quid. It
I
isn't.
agree. I'm not paying no 70 quid for this
You
shit.
can stick it. Up their
I'm
arse.
disappointed that
Yeah.
it's £70 for sure. Because, again, if this was like 25 quid, something like that, I'd be tempted.
It's-
Would you pay
it's a
50 quid for
Piss
it?
take.
No, but I wouldn't be as like.
And Chinny, and I know the pound and dollar have been doing the flip flop thing for the last few weeks, but this pricing would have been confirmed way before that.
Oh, yeah.
$70, 70 quid. Fuck right off.
Yeah.
But you're fucking
That's
making it the
insulting.
same.
Yeah,
amount.
but that
Yeah.
always happens. That's been
No,
happening
it doesn't,
for years.
because on Steam it's $60, 50 quid. So they can do it on Steam, but they can fuck you up the arse.
No, but
if
like,
you are on
I
console.
remember when I've this is like
Well,
a
cool kids play
10-year-old
things
debate
on
where
Steam.
games were $50 and 50 quid. I've seen that.
Yeah,
before.
but why is it different on Steam?
Presumably,
Valve
they learn
went-
by now.
Valve
that-
went, actually, you're not
they
allowed to
shouldn't
do
do
that on
that.
Steam. Fuck you.
I don't know.
But it's wrong.
Well,
It's
vote with your
wrong not
dollars.
doing it.
Yeah, you don't give it to them, they're less likely to do it next time.
Wrong. Anyway, we'll,
Yeah.
we'll
When
move
have
on 'cause I'm angry.
EA
I'm
ever
not-
made
my
people
condition,
angry?
I shouldn't get angry.
EA is usually very smart.
Witcher 4's been announced, people. They said they were never making another Witcher game.
Well,
I didn't
apparently
believe that.
And now they're making
5
one.
Witcher
Yeah,
games
they
have been
announced-
announced.
They announced they announced another Cyberpunk game. They announced a new Witcher trilogy.
That's what I'm saying.
that's-
I think
yeah, yeah.
6 games got announced and 5 of them
Yeah.
are Witcher games.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And then they're also doing another project that they haven't announced like what it is, but they're doing something else
Is it
as
a
well.
Project Red?
I have no idea, but they're doing a sequel to Cyberpunk, whatever.
Well, yeah, it made a lot of money.
78.
Yeah. So there you go. They're working on a lot of
I'm
shit.
just a bit concerned that they're like, we're working on all these games. And I was like, well, yeah, but you only made one, Cyberpunk,
yeah,
and you
and
fucked
you made
that
a
one
fuck
up.
up at that. Yeah, you did.
So, I don't know. Maybe you should just concentrate on the one
The
game.
joint CEO and co-founder of CJ Project Red has stepped down after nearly 30 years. He's leaving the Polish company. He's gone.
Well, they're
Now, do you
moving,
think
aren't
that
they?
was
They're moving to Boston as well.
Yeah,
aren't
but do you
they?
think that was a mutual decision? Do you think they went, nah,
30 years is a long time to do something.
it is a long time to suddenly step down? Anyway.
No, but 30 years, like, you do something for 30 years, you're probably bored of it.
Okay, here we go.
Look,
Beyond-
look at this show. We've been doing it for like 14 years
It's
and we're
true,
sick
true.
of it.
Beyond Good and Evil 2 is
We're
now
still doing it.
officially the most delayed AAA game ever. It's taken
More than Duke Nukem?
It's taken over Duke Nukem Forever. It's taken it over.
Wow, that's crazy.
Most delayed AAA game of all time.
Well, we know
So
how
how-
that turned out very well, so we all have high hopes that this
How
is gonna
long
get...
was Duke Nukem?
I can tell you because it's in
Oh
the
yeah, go for
story.
it. Go for it.
It's been in development for 14 years.
Jeez.
Which has
14
what has?
years. Beyond Good and
Beyond
Evil
Good and
2 was first announced in
14
2008. Duke Nukem Forever was released in 2011 after being announced in 1997. So it's literally only just overtaken it. So it's 14 years and a bit more.
Wow.
You know, these people had a countdown clock that was like, can we write the article yet? No, not yet.
No,
Oh, yeah, I
Wait
bet
another
they did.
month.
Yeah, so probably 14 years in a day or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
But fucking hell, that game is never coming, is it?
No.
Never coming, man. Duke will like this next story. Dead Island 2 has breakable weapons to balance its over-the-top mentality.
Okay.
So there you go.
I never played Dead Island 1. I'm not really too bothered.
Next story is here's the
And
reason
you're right,
they're
that does
making
not
New
make me wanna play
Witcher.
it.
Yeah, I know, you're never going to play that game. Here's a
Take
reason.
this. Oh, no.
Exactly. Here's a reason that Cyberpunk's getting a sequel and all that shit, because it sold 20 million copies now.
Yeah, but how many of
sold
those got refunded within a week?
Who knows, but it sold 20 million.
I mean, I hear that it's pretty good now, but it had a disastrous launch, and I'm surprised that they want to double down on. We're going to get it right this time.
And the final story, which is a bit of a weird one.
I think Cyberpunk's fixed now. I think people like it now.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah,
I hear good now.
it's in the top whatever, isn't it? On Steam or whatever. Who knows? Phasmophobia devs accused of housing a sex pest on its Discord server.
What?
So one of the
First of all, what's a sex pest?
Well, apparently, in a series of messages shared on Twitter, Dandy at 6.2 clarifies that they are not a victim in this, but he's speaking out for a friend who is a victim, who otherwise felt she had no voice, posted a number of incriminating messages that intimate that despite reporting him, the alleged sex pest known as Charcoal Salamander had yet to be stripped of his admin role on the server. So it doesn't
The
say what he
official
did.
Phasmophobia server?
Yeah, Discord. Yeah, Discord is one of the
Discord.
admins.
Wow. So I assume what they mean by sex pest is somebody who is pestering players and users.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
not
so
not
it's
like a horny badger.
No,
Or like lice.
no, it's not
or,
like a
you know,
horny ghost or
crabs.
something in the game.
Right.
No.
Okay.
He
Well,
said
that
so.
sucks.
So who else knew that the Phasmophobia devs are housing a sex pest in their official Discord by
That
keeping in an
sucks.
admin and refusing to take any claims against him seriously? Because I'm sure I do. So that's whatever.
Mm.
Well, yeah.
So who knows? Something may have happened since then, and they've got rid of him. We don't know. And that's it for
Well,
news.
once there shows up in an article, yeah.
Uh,
Shouldn't have to take that long.
I've got news.
Go for the news.
Go
You
ahead.
like news?
What's your news?
What's your
Um,
news?
The new Mario trailer has come out.
Oh,
Okay.
No.
Okay. No, I haven't got any
Okay.
news. I'm sorry. No.
You've got
Apparently,
no news,
there's a
have you?
new Tales from the Borderlands game coming.
Yes, I did know about that actually. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just looking at what Polygon has.
The Gotham Knights game is coming out, and apparently Batman is dead in the game, but it's not the same universe as the Arkham games.
Okay.
Stu is not listening, but he's reading something
Sorry,
really
I was
intense.
looking for.
It's very
I
rare
was
that you see
looking for-
Stu lean in.
Sorry, I was looking for my show info tab and I couldn't see it for a second there.
I'll
so
tell you
I
what,
like,
Stu
"Where-
was
where's
leaning
my
in.
emails for the show. Ah,
Yeah, very rare does he lean in to read. He's usually when he's
That's it,
ignoring
Mark.
me, you can't tell because he's just sort of reading something else. But
my
he was like
eyesight's
that.
getting worse, man. My eyesight's getting worse as I get older.
He was leaning in.
It's true, it's
But
true.
yeah, what I said, Stu, before you ignore me, was
Zoned out.
but the Batman is dead in the Gotham Knights game, right?
All right, okay, yeah.
So he's brown bread, but it's not the same Arkham Asylum universe, so it's its own
What?
thing.
What, like a parallel universe bollocks?
Yeah, where sort of Batman's
Oh.
dead, and then all the other like superhero people are like, well,
So-
we'll do it then.
Is he going to wake up in the shower and it was all a dream?
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
knows what's going to happen? It was all a dream, man.
I reckon he
I'm
might
Bobby
show up.
Ewing, I'm just in the shower.
I think he might show up. I
used to
think he might.
watch- I
he
used
might.
to read Right On magazine.
You see, that's again a joke only people of a certain age would get.
Yeah.
Sure. I think Batman might
It's
show up
important to point out constantly.
in the game and be like, "I'm not dead," because I know.
Or is it going to be, we were all dead after all? Who knew? This has been going on for 7 seasons.
Oh, you're making a Lost reference now.
There you go. You see, I like that.
All right. So was the first one a Dallas reference?
Yes, it was Dallas. It was Bobby Ewing. They did our whole 2
know.
seasons or something.
I only
and it
know
went
that.
Down in the ratings.
I only know that because of Family Guy, by the way,
Yeah.
just
and
to
they
make you
brought
feel
him,
old.
They made it all. It was all a dream, and he was still
But
in
it
the
was
shower.
all in a
It was all a dream.
snow globe, isn't that a Twin
It was all in-
Peaks
it was all in a
reference? When
snow
it was in a
globe,
snow
yeah.
globe.
Something of that nature. It was
Something
all a
like
dream.
Anyway, there's games are shit, news is boring. What we doing?
Let's do some emails.
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 Nice.
Let's do some emails.
Whoa, that ruled.
It was
Yeah.
all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine, Salt and Pepper, Heavy D up in the limousine.
I was listening to that
Okay.
song yesterday.
This first email is from Antonio.
Antonio.
He
It's
said
about
this. Hey, all.
Overwatch. I saw him whinging about Overwatch on the Twitter.
Oh yeah, Overwatch is out,
He's
isn't it?
done with that.
Yeah, it
Overwatch
is.
2 is out, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
no,
Overwatch 2.
It was taken down, wasn't it? Because there was
No,
some
but
problems
Overwatch
with
2
it.
is
Yeah, a lot
out.
of
That's why it's
bugs.
But
taken
it is
down.
finally out now.
Yeah.
Anyway, hey all.
Hello.
Hey-oh.
Thought I'd keep the emails coming for as long as I can. So without further ado, have you guys got any cool stories from concerts, festivals, any favorites, any that didn't live up to the hype? I've got a great one actually from. A
Sorry, what's the
concert.
question?
Any great stories from concerts or festivals you've been to?
Yes,
I have
I've got a
concert.
pretty
Go ahead, Stu. It sounded like you had
good story
I've,
from a
I've got a
festival.
great one, right? This is from a long, long time ago, back in the day.
Take me back.
Take you back. We went to watch Jamiroquai at
Oh, yeah.
Manchester
Whoa.
Arena. I know.
Yeah.
And it was a traveling without
I've
moving.
Theme to. We're in Stu's
Yeah.
car. When you can say, I can't wait to see Jamiroquai.
Oh, it was great. And it
That's
was
a nice big hat he's got.
it was a traveling without moving tour. And back in the day, there was no curfew. You know, now you have to finish by 11 o'clock.
Do you?
There weren't on. Yeah. So you've got to. So now gigs have to finish by 11 o'clock in
Yeah.
city centres. Curfew. But back then, there were none of that shit. It went on till 20 past 12 at night, but that's not the story.
I didn't know there was a curfew. I didn't know.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have a concert go on beyond 11 o'clock.
Why?
Anyway, because of the, noise pollution and people wanting to go to bed and stuff.
Right.
Because there's
That
flats and
reminds me.
stuff
Sorry,
here
real
and-
quick
and-
aside. I was at a concert one time, and there were cops coming to shut the concert down. And there was this bridge, and I was like cutting the rope to the bridge and giving the finger to the cops because we
Nice.
had our rave over on this side. The
You're a
cops in the
dick.
city were all on
Can you
that
imagine
side.
him doing that?
That's a reference to Beyond Music for the Jilted Generation.
I
So
took
anyway,
I
right.
took a picture at the front of the MEN.
Wait a minute, Stu, I didn't finish
I
his
haven't even
story.
finished my story yet.
It's a mid-story.
I cut
This
him
is-
off. That's my
All
bad.
right,
This is
okay,
a
okay,
mid-story
okay,
interval.
Go, mid-story interruption. Go on.
Right. I went to see the Wu-Tang Clan at the MEN, and I took a
I
photo
heard
of
they're
the.
nothing to fuck with.
I took a photo of the entrance, and this was like, it was a very stupid thing to do because like this was like the same place where Ariana Grande thing happened, right? Was it?
That was Manchester Arena.
Yeah, oh, it must have been that. And it was, and basically you can't take photos of the front because it's a massive security breach. And the guy made me delete the photo, and then
Nice.
delete it out of the deleted folder. I was like, Jesus
Wow.
Christ. So,
Wow.
They
yeah,
ain't messing
very-
around, man.
But anyway,
But-
mid-story interval, goes to you.
So anyway, so Kay and I went.
That
to watch
reminds me
this
of a time.
so long ago, and this was at a time when you could still smoke in venues.
Yeah.
So people could still smoke, drink.
The
You can drink
90s.
still now,
the
but you could
90s.
smoke. And
Snort meth.
we sat down, right, and the lights went down just as it was
Yeah.
coming on, and
As they
all you
tend to do
could
in a concert,
see
yeah.
Mm.
were people skinning up all over the place. I mean, literally, the
Sorry, I don't
whole
know this
place.
term. Skinning up, getting
So,
naked?
like making a marijuana cigarette. So, like
Oh.
lighting. So the cigarette
Well,
lights
yeah,
going
it's
on and off.
Jamiroquai. What else are you gonna do when you
Right.
listen to
So
their
they're all
music?
skinning up, right? Guy next to us starts skinning up. So Kay's like very innocent, very naive. So the guy next to us skinning up his wacky backy fag, right? You know what I mean? Bit of wacky back. Makes
Yeah,
his
we know.
face- makes it. Obviously lights it up, and then his first thing he did was add a couple of puffs and hands it to Kay. It's
Yeah.
like,
Well, that's
you know,
nice of
oh,
him.
It is nice. That's a very kind
Kay-
thing people do at concerts, man.
and Kay was a bit like, didn't really know what to do. It was like,
Help, police!
no, thank you. And it stunk. The place literally just stunk. That's
She
all
needs
you
to learn
could
some
smell
etiquette,
was
man. What you
marijuana,
do
right?
is you just pass it, keep it moving, puff, puff, give, and if you don't want to puff, fine.
Oh, anyway, that
I bet you went to a takeaway afterwards.
I can't remember. It's so long ago.
But you must have got hungry.
Yeah, my
No, it was
brain
so
was all
lame. I only
fogged
got
up.
out
I
at
can't
20 past
remember
12. But
anything about
anyway,
that night.
about halfway through the concert, somebody threw one up on the stage, like a massive
Yeah.
joint. And
Yeah,
Jamiroquai picked it up off the floor and he went, give it a good sniff. And he went, I'll save that for later, and stuck it behind his ear.
Yeah, baby.
So one of the
So
best
here's-
concerts I've ever been to, by the way.
I'll bet he
Amazing.
did a good live show.
amazing.
So my story is from when I was in high school. I was a big fan of They Might Be Giants. Still am. Great group. And earlier stuff I like better than their later stuff. But anyway.
Birdhouse in your soul.
Yeah,
Is that
there
it?
you go. Not to put too fine a point on it.
On it.
And I was at this concert and I was having fun, and it was the first time I ever crowd surfed. So I was like, I got kind of, I didn't really get on the stage, but I got in this little bar area and I kind of like fell back onto the crowd. And they were like, woo-hoo! And my friends were like, yeah. And I was like, all right. And then unceremoniously, toward the back of the mosh pit area, they all just kind of dropped me. They were passing
stuck
me.
you
and
down
everyone-
at
all at
first.
once. I
Nice.
fell on the ground. My back was killing me. I was like, oh my God. I look up and my brother, who I did not know was even at the concert, is looking down at me going, what are you doing? And I was like, hey, what up, bro? So that was a cool
That's
story.
funny.
That's funny. Go on, then.
Uh,
What's your funny story, Chinny? Come on, let's have it.
I'll keep it
Tell us
brief.
a funny concert story.
I'll keep it brief. I was at the Isle of Wight festival, and we
Racist.
we were there.
Is this a
and-
story about poo? I remember there was something to do with poo at the Isle of Wight.
Yeah,
Festival.
I think I've told this before, so I'll just keep it brief.
Tell it again.
I was at the Wild Festival. I said to Tara, I need to go to a poo thing station. And she said, okay. I didn't want to go in the Portaloo things because they were disgusting at this point. And it turns out that I really needed to go, and to the point where I thought I was going to die. And then there were this... There was
Or
this,
shit yourself, more probably.
yeah, there was this service called Bear in the Woods where it was like really nice toilets where they clean it after you go. So I went up to this Bear in the Woods place, and you have to buy an armband. And she says, we've just run out of armbands. We should get some more in 45 minutes. 45 minutes?
You cannot hold
I
a shit
cannot
for
wait
45 minutes.
45
It's not
minutes.
happening.
I'll
When
just
she
use
said-
this
Not
chair
happening.
in the meantime.
And so we went to this bar nearby, and
Have to
we
plug
were,
it with a cord.
we were discussing like maybe I could shit in a wine box, maybe.
Oh my god.
All right. And I was rocking back and forth. I thought I was
so
going
sweat. Did you have the sweats?
the sweats. I thought I was going to die. Like I thought,
Oh
what?
my god, that's
I remember
so good.
thinking, what am I actually going to do? Right?
That's
Shall I just
awesome.
find like? Shall I buy a tent and then just shit in that? Like I
Shit in
don't
the
know.
tent.
Right.
Or just sit in some randomers tent. You
Some
could have done
shit
that.
in some random tent. All right. So
Could be a
anyway,
big steaming log in the
Well,
middle of the tent.
Anyway, 45 minutes came up. I'm like now purple, right? Because I'm just holding this all
So
in.
impressed you hold out.
I went up to the woman. I said, please tell me you've got these bands. And she says, yes, we do. And I bought it and then shat
How much did you
myself.
pay for the man?
It was only £15, which, you know.
So
this
you
is,
paid £15 for a shit, basically.
no, it's a weekend pass. So you can
Oh
use
yeah,
it.
so you
all
were in
weekend.
all weekend then.
Yeah.
So you used it more than once.
Yeah. So
Oh, that's all right.
that's all right. So I bought the band, and I remember doing the deed, looking down and going, that I never fit in a wine box.
No.
That I never fit in a wine box. And I came out, I washed my hands, everything. It was all a very nice toilet. I came out and I hugged the woman who was giving out the bands. And I said,
Wow.
I love you.
That's brilliant.
But I've thought about it. If I'd have did that now, what I would have done is said, I will give you £15 to have one shit right now.
Yeah, you would just do it.
I-
You wouldn't bother. You wouldn't.
Yeah, but I was young back then. I was like, okay. But now I'd be like, I will give you £20 for me to shit. Like, just this is a transaction between me and you. This isn't about bands or this
No.
is you pocketing 20 quid for me to poo in one of those things.
Yeah, you'd have just given her the 20 quid.
Yeah, and I'm sure she would.
Yeah,
have
you'd have done a bit of a deal.
And that's my. And then we watched
And
Tom
gone,
Jones.
give me the fucking band later. I
Tom
don't care.
Jones. Who did we see? Tom Jones, Foo Fighters, some other people. Yeah.
Kay, there's a funny story about when Kay went to a concert when she was a teenager. It's not that funny, but it's funny in some respects. But she went to see Kajagoogoo. Remember Kajagoogoo?
It just sounds like you're talking to a baby.
Hush, hush, I want to shy. Hush,
Oh, I
hush.
remember that song. Although I wish I didn't. That song's
Now that
Catch
you're
Goo Goo.
singing the
Anyway.
song, Stu, it still sounds like you're talking to a baby.
Too shy. Hush, hush, catch you goo goo. Anyway, so she went to see Catch Goo Goo. Loads of screaming teenagers obviously ran like rushing towards the stage.
Obviously.
And what they had set up on the stage was a bouncy castle slide.
Right.
You know, these inflatable slides. So
I'm aware
every
of what they
time
are.
every time the teenagers were getting crushed to death at the front, the security guards would pull them out and slide them down the slide unconscious
Yeah.
to the bottom,
Yikes.
and then to be seen by the medics. And that's what they did all night. So they just had this big slide at the side of the stage, and all these teenagers just kept getting plucked out of the audience and slid
Why
down.
not?
They
Why
were stopped
not?
them dying, I guess.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
why
2
not?
for 1. Get them out of
Why
here
not?
and stop them dying.
And have fun
Have you,
while
have you
doing
ever
it.
been have you ever been in a mosh pit and thought you were going to die? Just out of
I
one interest?
didn't, but when I
No.
went to the Ministry Psalm 69 tour, that was the most crazy mosh pit I was ever in. I went in for like 5 seconds, literally. I was in, I was like, ah! And then I left, and then I receded further back in the crowd, and I realized there was a second, kinder, gentler mosh pit back in the
A
further
second
back.
kind of
I was
gentler
like,
mosh
this
pit.
is
I love
awesome
that.
because it was a lot of fun. Like people were being very nice, and like it just people didn't want to come out with stitches in their head, and the people in the first one clearly did want to go away with stitches in their head.
I mean,
So
I
was like,
went.
I'll go with the non-stitches mosh pit. Thank you.
The first concert I ever went to was a band called the Carter the Unstoppable Sex Machine,
Oh, all
which
right.
were kind of a rock.
Sounds such a
punk band.
pretentious band.
Yeah, they were like a rock punk band from the 80s, and
Yeah.
they wrote all these like political songs about London and homeless people
So
getting
I'm
set on
correct.
fire.
Like
and
my
stuff
quick
like that.
assessment.
I wanna be.
My quick assessment of the
Yeah.
band was absolutely bang on.
It was.
Never
They
mind the
did. They had
bollocks.
one song in the top 10 at Christmas, and it was a cover version of "The Impossible Dream."
I thought
And
you
they
were
did this
doing
kind of
those
punky,
Christmas.
rocky version of it, and it got in the top 10. But that's the only song they ever got in the
Yeah.
top 10. But they were great. They were proper high energy, fucking off your tits kind of. To get them to do an encore at the end, everyone had to chant "You fat bastard."
Yeah.
That was
Okay.
kind of to get the encore. But they
That's-
had a
I
bit
hate-
of
by
a.
the way, I can't stand that. If you're gonna play more songs, just take a little break and then come back out. For them to be
Yeah.
like, let's see how loud they demand that we return. Fuck
fat
you.
bastard.
If you're gonna
You
play more,
fat
play
ba-
more.
Anyway.
If not, just turn on the lights. And let's go home. I'm not gonna beg you to come
So
back
anyway-
and play more songs.
Anyway,
You're
I
getting paid
happen to.
have fun making music on the stage. Don't make this about your ego. Worship me, peasants.
I happened to get stuck in the surge to the stage by mistake. I didn't
Oof.
mean to get in there. And
Yeah.
boy, oh boy, it's the only time I thought I was really going to die because I
Yeah.
couldn't breathe. It was
Oof.
like I was just like pinned in by all these people, and it was absolutely horrible.
That's crazy. Something
It
kind
was
of like that
horrible.
happened when I went to Lollapalooza 3.
It was just
my-
like a
the band that I
surge.
went for. The band I went for was Primus. I love Primus, especially early stuff. And they came out on. There was this long wait before they came out, and they came out and they were like. And you know things have gotten really calm from the last band performing. So Primus comes out and their whole thing was always, "Hey, we're Primus and we suck." So they come out and they go, "Hey, we're Primus and we suck." 2, 3, 4, and the whole crowd just exploded.
Yeah,
Everyone was like,
it's mad, innit?
"Ah!" But it was spaced out enough that I wasn't in any danger. It was just
No,
I had never
honestly,
seen
it
a
was
crowd go
horrible.
from 0 to 100. in
It
like
did
a
that
second.
right, and then it was like ebb and flow, and then it sort of eased a bit. I managed to squeeze back out, but flipping heck,
Yeah.
it was horrible for a second there.
Yeah.
Right, we got one more email. Let's read that, and it's from.
All right.
Painted
This is also
Brave.
going to be another 20-minute conversation.
Yeah.
about
Thank you,
Who
Antonio.
knows? It may well be.
stories and
We
pooping.
got Discord
Uh,
stuff as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey
God.
guys.
I got
Hey
papers to
guys.
grade, y'all.
Come on, quick!
Hey.
You're interrupting. Hey guys. Great to see
That's what I
Stu
do.
back.
I'm an interrupter.
I've got a question for you. It's going to take time. Which main character of a game would you like to see in a different franchise? E.g., Solid Snake in Uncharted. There may be even less deaths than by that happy-go-lucky murdering psychopath Nathan Drake. Or if you have done this before, which NPC would you like to see in a full game? I reckon there must be a backstory to Sandal of Dragon Age. Something happened to him and he got so focused on enchantments. Just look at those eyes.
I was going to say,
so-
I don't recognize that name, and now I recognize
Enchantment. So, main character or
Enchantment.
I
you
don't, I
would
don't
like
know
to
if this
see-
would work out time-wise.
either in a different game or a full game.
I don't know if this would work out time-wise. But
Okay.
at the end of Red Dead 1,
Okay.
you play as Jack,
Mm,
who's John's son.
right.
Right.
And then wouldn't it be cool if you saw him in like a GTA set in the 80s or something, and he's like mega old? But I don't know if that would work out. He could be, yeah, he
I'm
could
not
work.
sure when-
It could do it. It could do it in a Mafia game. I think it would have to be.
Yeah, I
earlier.
don't think it's. I don't know when
But that
Red
would be
Dead's
cool, I
set, to
agree.
be honest. I
Red
don't
Dead
know
set. Red Dead 1 is set in 1911.
Oh yeah, he could definitely do be in the Mafia again.
So yeah, but
Oh,
it'd be
oh,
good if
sure.
he
would. Let's say he was, but he was 15 at the end of Red Dead 1, right? Something like that.
something
So
like that.
that means he would be by the 80s. He would be like 100.
Yeah, but you could still be alive at 100.
He could be that dude in Breaking Bad with the bell on his
Yeah,
wheelchair.
it'd just be like, I'm Jack Marston. You know, that would be
true,
cool. That would be amazing, though, if that happened. That would be great.
Revenge of Wheatley, perhaps. Find
Yeah.
a way to come back to Earth. Whoops.
Yeah, if Wheatley could come back to Earth. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Or if you,
Actually, there
Oh,
was
too.
a mod for Skyrim where you had at one point you'd just be wandering near Whiterun and you'd hear "I'm in space" and
Or-
the thing would crash and you could carry it around and it would
Or
just be like space, 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 space.
if you played like a Dead Space game because it's EA, and the
and
the
people
orange
start
box
playing
was
soccer on the ship.
the orange box was published by EA, so there's a bit of an EA connection.
Oh,
And like in Dead Space, you float around and you just see sort of
There you go.
Wheatley.
there it is.
I know this one's been said before, but I'm gonna say it again. I would love to have seen the portal gun in a Half-Life game, or
Yes, we
vice
have.
versa, seeing Gordon Freeman in a Portal game.
Well done.
Because they're in a similar, they're
Gladys-
set in the same universe. So you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Gladys says, "Good luck having someone help you." Maybe Black Mesa. That was a joke.
That's what I mean.
got you.
So
Yeah, she
I would
says it.
love
It's
to
in there.
see.
It's done. It's
Well,
been
Aperture
happening.
Science and Black Mesa are in the same universe, but I
Yeah.
would like to see those universes collide somehow.
It's amazing that
I
we've
gotcha.
never shot a bullet through a portal.
No,
true.
that's what I mean. How cool would
Like,
that be?
How cool would that be? Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
yeah. So you put a
expecting.
portal behind an enemy and shoots through the portal, and
Actually,
it
wait,
shoots
no,
them
no,
in
no,
the
no.
head.
The turrets
Nice.
have done it. The turrets shoot bullets through portals all the time.
Yeah, yeah, but we haven't I'd say as Gordon
I know, I'm
Freeman
just
using a
saying.
portal gun
There
to
have been
kill
bullets
enemies.
shot through portals.
Yeah,
to have
I
portal-like puzzles in a Half-Life game would be amazing.
I expected I expected at some point when I was playing Portal 1 and 2
Yeah.
that the combat in Portal 1 and 2, or like not the combat, but the Portal mechanic and Half-Life combat would someday
Collide.
exist in the same
Yeah.
game, and it never
Maybe
happened.
that's gonna be
Definitely.
Half-Life 3 when we finally get it.
Well,
We don't know. I
never
don't
know.
know whether they'll ever do it. But it would
Darren
be cool if
Sim
they
in the chat says Trevor from GTA in Skyrim.
did. God, that would be. Yeah, that would be something else. But no, what you
put
could
a
have.
missed book in any game that has books.
What about? Here's the thing, right? What about Trevor being the enemy in a Nathan Drake game? So you got two psychos together then.
Yeah.
There you go.
Fucking psycho against psycho, except one's more outwardly psycho. But I don't know who's worse because Nathan Drake smiles and stuff like he isn't a psycho, but he is. Whereas
Yeah.
Trevor, you know from the off, he's a psycho.
But he is a psycho, isn't he? Like,
Oh, how about
Exactly.
this? What if, when you're playing Unpacking, you have the Night Mother from Skyrim, and it's the Brotherhood murder, and it's the desiccated corpse, and it's like, oh, where's this go? In the corner.
Wow,
That'd be fun.
that would be definitely something else.
oh, don't put that there.
Don't do that.
Don't put
Yeah.
that torso
or what about
there.
Manor Lords? In Manor Lords, when you're setting up a hunting lodge, and then a Deathclaw from Fallout shows up, and they're like, ah!
Yeah.
That would be funny. That would be funny.
What
Next
about
question.
like Michael from GTA 5,
Yeah.
but in that Potionomics game, and he just robs the store.
No,
Just
you have to
comes
set
in.
up a whole heist.
He
first.
just
You
comes
can't go
in.
robbing a store.
You don't need to set up a heist for that store. So
Yeah,
he
that's
comes in
part of
and
the
he
thing.
he shoots the main character in the face and robs the three
You got to
potions.
steal a car. You got to put a van out the back ready to go.
Not for a small shop like that. no.
Anyway, I was also wondering if
Next question.
any one of you like puzzle games. We've talked about a few puzzle games
Yes, we've been
tonight.
talking about them all hour for 2
Entropy
hours.
Center, give it a go.
Yeah.
Maybe try trying to solve a murder in the near future world. Doesn't mind reading. Maybe likes Wikipedia. A game that is free.
Ugh. Sounds exhausting. What is
Have
the
any
game?
of you tried Neurocrazy? I have no idea what this is. I'm gonna.
No
he's,
idea.
he's put a link, so I'm gonna have a look. What is
Sounds
this?
like your type of game, Stu.
It says solve a murder in the near future by diving into the Wikipedia of that world.
No.
How do you
A
spell
world
it?
at your fingertips.
Neuro-
I'll give it a go, right? I'm not obviously going to play it now, but
Spell
I'll
it.
give it a go. I'll give it a go. Neurocrazy.
I spell
So
it
it's
crazy.
Neurocracy.
A-C-Y.
Okay, I'll be truthful here.
Neurocracy.
I haven't tried it yet, but it does sound interesting. Worried about the lack of reviews when I searched, but it was a Kickstarter. Could be bought for a while, and now it's free with donations via Patreon. I just need time to sit and go through it, but things are busier at the moment. So I thought I would use you one of my guinea pigs. Thanks. So he just wants us to play it on his behalf. That's fine. That's fine. Also, I owe you guys a big thank you. I won the Horizon Forbidden West game that Ginny mentioned a few weeks back. Thank you so much. Oh, did you have a thing for that? I've forgotten all about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, hope you're all well, Brian.
I'm Brian,
Ginny,
and so's my
talking
wife.
of emails, what's happening with the t-shirts draw stuff?
I've got to design the t-shirts.
All right, okay, so that's the reason.
It's going to be a few months, people.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's all right. As long
So-
as we
so-
people know what's happening, we've got to keep them communicating.
I'll give you a
to them.
preview of what's happening with the t-shirts, right?
Okay.
I've got too many options, but I think you two have seen some of the logo ideas.
We have.
Good. They
Uh,
fly.
My favorite one is like purple and blue. It's very good. Then we've got t-shirts that are going to have catchphrases on them.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what the catchphrases are?
No, I think we should keep it a secret from
Keep it a
people.
secret.
Let's make it a surprise.
I think I know what one of them is.
Derek.
No.
That'd be great on a
That would be cool, actually.
You wear
That
it,
would
people
have
go,
been
what the fuck is that?
Derek.
No.
How
sorry.
many
Wrong,
do's are there,
Dan.
though?
There's, yeah, I don't know. So there's 3 catchphrase t-shirts coming. So,
One for each of us.
yeah. So the logo ones
It'd be
can
funny
be.
if they were all 3 from Chinny. Like, fuck those guys. They don't have any good
Yeah.
catchphrases.
No, I think there's one of each. There's one catchphrase from each of us. Yeah. So the logo ones are pretty much done. I'm just waiting for these catchphrase versions ones.
Ooh.
And then
Well, exciting stuff.
and then I've got to print them. So I'm not going to some, because every time I look on, like, because Patreon have an option for it and all this sort of stuff, but it just costs a bomb. So
£100 per t-shirt.
So I'm like, I know a guy who can do them for a decent price. So I'll just like get them printed, store them at my house, and then.
And
just
we've got our
post
American
them.
supplier, which is Mr. Hero.
Yes,
he's doing
I
all
need
the
to
American
send
ones.
him the designs actually. So.
We've got
yeah.
our American supplier, so that's quite cool.
Yeah, that's what I just said. I need to send in the
Woo,
design.
America.
America, fuck yeah.
So yes. So there's not like a big. Like,
Well, that's an update. At least people know what's happening.
we're not doing it through like a website where you click it and then they do it. I want to just do it myself so I don't get charged through the arse through it.
No,
And
I think that's a good idea.
And then we'll just probably just do it at cost because I'm not.
Because let's be honest, it's just a bit of fun.
It's just a bit of
It's a
fun.
bit of fun. It's a bit of fun. Bit of fun.
Uh,
That's it, I guess. Some time for some shout outs, I suppose.
Yes.
So,
I thought you said there's Discord stuff.
oh
Yes.
yeah, it's good. Time's
We've
getting
got to
on.
do it. We've got to do it.
Time's getting on, man. Though.
You're telling me I got papers to grade.
I know.
Discord.
That's weird.
Okay,
I'm
I
gonna
asked.
go to bed, man. I can't cope with
Shut
this
up.
shit in
Right,
my condition.
just
Yeah, go
keep
ahead.
talking and
Well,
we'll
stop
just carry on.
talking.
Right. Tim Chopper Kelly said, I asked, like, oh, anybody got any questions or just tell us what you're playing. He's playing Chivalry 2 on the Xbox, free with Game
Okay.
Pass, online multiplayer game where you play a medieval knight.
Yeah, it's like Call of Duty, but with swords and axes.
Beat the crap out of a rival knight team. It's like Call of Duty, but with massive swords. It's brutal,
sorry.
bloody great fun.
Yeah, I tried it once. The first one back in the day. I couldn't get into it, but maybe I should try this second one.
He also
Give it
said,
another go.
managed to play one game of Overwatch 2, downloaded it on day one, but had issues with queues and for many days. Yeah, you got a what's it called? A DDS attack
Oh yeah, when the overloader server.
when they have yeah. So that's what happened with Overwatch 2.
Yeah.
DDoS.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Distributed denial of service.
That's the
Yeah.
one. That's it.
You just ping it with so many things at once, it just
yeah, it
can't
stops
cope.
working. So not a great launch. The games that I did play were good. One with Lucio and a good team, so he did like it. We got a message from Twitter. Just played Lost Words. If you guys haven't played it, I'm sure Duke and Stu would love it.
Lost Words?
Lost Words.
Ah.
It's on PlayStation Plus Premium.
Oh, well, we don't have that, do we?
It's a lost cause in that case.
Lost Cause,
I
man.
have that. I have that.
You could play
Well,
that
then
and
play
tell us
it,
what you
Shinny,
think.
would
See if
you?
it's
But
worth
I'm
us playing.
dyslexic,
Play it,
so
bastard.
I'm like the worst
Play it.
person
You're
to
on the
play.
page.
Is it
It's
on
on Steam
Steam?
too. Yeah,
Oh, there we
$14.99.
go.
I don't know nothing about it. Never heard of it.
He also said
There's a lot
Duke
of
might
reading.
struggle with the British pronunciations.
Atmospheric to the top about
vase.
aluminium. Rihanna Pratchett, is that Terry Pratchett related to Terry Pratchett?
Not a clue. Oh, it's 11 quid.
Yes, so that's Discord.
Oh my God, it's Terry
Discord.
Pratchett's daughter. Holy
Oh,
crap.
now he's
I didn't know she was a
interested.
writer.
Now
yeah, I'm
he's
interested.
fucking interested.
Terry Pratchett. I was just talking to two people who were like, I've never read Terry Pratchett. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh wait, that was you. That was you two.
Yeah, that was us, Duke. That was us, Duke.
Yeah, I know. Nimrod's. Rate him. He's great. And his daughter's. Let's see if his daughter has any talent. It doesn't always carry over,
Nope.
man. Tolkien's kid was not nearly the same storyteller he was.
Well, this has won awards, man. It was a winner of the Independent
what?
Games
That doesn't mean
Festival. It was a
shit.
winner
Lots of
of
things win
Excellent
awards that don't
Narrative
deserve
Dev
them.
Game. This is a good game.
Yeah, you haven't played it. I hate when you do that.
Oh, it's a good game, this, dude.
according
Just
to
play
other
it.
people.
Just
Make
play
up
it.
your own mind.
Just play it, dude.
Just a
I
preview
might
of
play it.
what.
I'm not paying $15.
Just to let you
play it,
know,
though.
one of the captions on the
play it.
T-shirt was just been said.
Just play it.
What, fuck both of you? Is that what-
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
play it.
Yeah, I'm curious. I do want to play it, but I'm not paying no $15. for
Play
this shit. Stop saying that.
Stop.
I
I
thought
might
you
take
wanted
it.
to wrap this up.
I
Just
might
play
take
it.
it
Anyway,
off.
let's do some
Take it off the
shout-outs.
T-shirt. It's annoying.
Play
Let's
it.
do some shout outs.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
I'm going to go first.
Is that
I'm
it
gonna
for
go
the
first,
Discord shit?
Yeah, that's it. I'm
Yes.
going just play
was
it.
asking
I'm
Chili.
going to.
It's time for a shout out. Hey!
I'm going to shout out Dan, Hardly Dan.
Yeah.
Because
He's gone to bed
sadly-
now.
It's sadly
Yeah.
the COVID has finally got him. He's avoided it for
Sucks.
so long, so I hope you're feeling better soon, man, because I know how shit it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, hope you're feeling better soon, and hopefully it doesn't take too big a toll on your body. Just saying.
Yeah.
And that's about it, really. And just I'll shout out Darren for being wrong all the time. There you go.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Right. Jenny,
Chidi,
go ahead.
over to you. Go.
Well, I'll shout out Manor Lords. They have a Patreon, so if anybody's actually interested in giving some cash money to those guys, they have a Patreon going on.
They don't need it. They got the most wish-listed game on Steam. All they
No,
gotta do
they're
is
going to
come
get a
out
lot
with
of
decent game.
sales. They're going to get a lot of
Crazy
sales.
cash money.
Exactly. And talking of people that don't need it, we also have a Patreon.
We do.
Which we don't need. And if you subscribe to it, though, you
Give
get
us
nothing.
some money!
You get nothing.
Get a t-shirt. You get a t-shirt at some point, maybe.
Yeah, at some point, maybe. Who knows?
If you're lucky.
If you're lucky,
Yeah.
if I remember.
Yeah.
So
Maybe you won't. Who knows?
Maybe you won't.
It's a fucking crapshoot, man.
It's an absolute scam. But if you do want to join the
It is.
scam, it's pretty cool. So thanks to Sean, Dan,
Yeah, it
Deck,
is.
Steve, Adam, Armar, Christian, Matt, Robert, and Nigel for being Patreons for no fucking reason.
Yeah, exactly.
So we can buy
exactly.
T-shirts and pay for the hosting of the show,
Yeah,
which
pay
is
for the
now
hosting.
due.
Yeah, pay for it's overdue. I've paid it already.
This is so this is going to be the
Thank you.
third year, I think.
Sucker.
It
Well,
is third year I haven't had to pay. Third
Yeah.
year out of 14.
It soon builds
Thanks
up,
a
though,
lot,
Stu.
suckers.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I bet it does.
It soon
Very
builds
does.
up. So thank you very much for
What if I
supporting
Yeah,
the show.
thanks ever so much for everyone who supports the
For
show.
fuck.
And
all.
stops me from having to pay out my own cash
Yes.
to host the servers and stuff.
Yeah, but we are getting a bit of funding, so that's going to go towards T-shirts.
So I do appreciate it.
Yeah, that'll go towards all that. Yeah. So there you go. Brilliant. Great.
Very good. Duke, over to you.
I will shout out SimiBoy21. He sent me a text or a tweet or something that was like, "Hey, Duke, there's this game called Manor Lords. You should check out." And I was like, "I just got done playing it, buddy. We're gonna talk about it on the Satan Show." Yeah, and I will also shout out Stuart Wellington because there was a thing that I tweeted and he responded, and that of course makes your Twitter blow up when someone famous and cool responds to your.
Oh, I
thing.
saw that. I saw that. The rapper
Yeah,
thing.
that's
The
right.
album cover. I saw that.
No. That was the DOC. That was somebody else.
Oh, is that
This was
somebody
about
else?
The mascot naming in our high school.
Oh, okay. Well,
But,
you're doing quite well
yeah.
because he was quite big as well, wasn't he? The dude.
Yeah, that dude's got a bunch of followers.
Yeah.
That's why I tagged him. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll get to see this. And that's his favorite album in the world, so I knew he would get a kick out of it.
You knew he would do a comment.
That's right. Tim Kelly is always fun on Twitter. This is the part where I can just go through and list people on my Twitter mentions. Insane in the Tainted Brain. And yeah, Dan Knappman is wrestling with COVID, so good luck to him.
Yeah, man. No feeling better soon.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. And everybody listening, everybody who has never been in touch with us, send us an email. We'd love to hear from you.
Send us email, speak pipe, whatever you want.
Yeah, why
Just
not?
do it.
Do
Do
it.
it.
Just do it.
Play
Just
it.
send it in.
Just do
Play
it.
it.
Just
Go
play
ahead.
it. We'll play it.
Hello.
All right, that's it. We're done.
That's the show.
Bye.
That is the show. Bye.
VGHub.net.
Wario cheese!
Game breaker.
It's been a while since I played that one.
Yeah.
It is,
You
that's
can tell
good
some of
one.
these sound clips are in blue, meaning I haven't played them in a while.
Yeah,
But
we
I put this
don't,
one on the WhatsApp.
Something's happening.
we don't use the game breaker one enough.
No, we don't.
haven't
Mind you, we
talked
don't
about
have
game
many.
breakers lately.
We haven't had many game breaking books.
Yeah,
have we,
no,
recently?
yeah, but like, you could have
What was the
applied
last
that
game
to the Dead Space thing.
What, the price tag? That's
Yeah.
not a game breaker.
It's a game breaker.
No,
No,
it
it's
is for me.
not.
I ain't playing that shit.
It's such Duke. It's such a game breaker. You don't even play the game.
Whatever. That's not. It didn't break the game though.
It doesn't have
It
to.
broke your wallet.
It doesn't. It doesn't have to be a game mechanic to break the game.
Whatever.
No! No, I said! I am your father! Put it back on!
I'm just playing the sound clip.
Can I just say, by the way, Darren Hilton has been to the Blackpool Arcade Club.
Oh, okay. There was a
Good
and
for
he
him.
says on the,
He said it's
on
excellent,
Twitter.
but nowhere near as big as the Bury one, and it didn't have
Right.
any food. But from what I saw, it looked all right. Also, a decent choice at the bar.
Where are you reading
Well
this
worth
from?
Off Twitter.
Twitter.
Well worth a visit, but of the two I've been to, size does matter, and the Bury one makes it better.
Penis.
So there you go.
But you are in Blackpool.
I'm not in Blackpool.
No, no, I'm saying, but if you go to the Blackpool one, you are.
Yeah, if you were to go to Blackpool, you might as well
That's
have
the
a look.
downside of
That's the downside because you're in Blackpool.
Yeah. Yeah, you're in Blackpool, man. Who wants to go there?
Who wants to go?
Right,
I'd rather be in
I am
Bury,
gonna have
which
to
is fucking
go.
saying something.
You're
I'm
gonna
gonna
go.
go 'cause
I'm
I
gonna
need my-
go.
I need my beauty sleep, people.
You need to get a lot of beauty sleep.
All right.
I do. I
Off
do.
you
I
go
have to
then.
rest.
Okay,
Yes, man.
that's enough. No
I
more
was
talking.
exhausted last week after the show.
I don't think
Oh,
you
yeah,
heard
no.
me.
Okay, that's enough. No more talking.
Yeah, I'm going. Bye. Love you both.
Love you.
Bye. Love you.
Bye.
Be well.
See you next
Have a good
week.
night, everybody.
I will do you too. Bye.
Peace.